Welcome back, 13 Card Subject Change, the show that took a week off, and in that week, our recording space got smaller, I guess you could say.
But it's getting more professional.
Yes. We have moved to Jesse's upstairs instead of Jesse's living room. I'm sure Jesse will enjoy having a little more space to himself that doesn't have to have a bunch of equipment around.
To be fair, it's going to be weird because I don't use a living room ever.
No, you don't. You don't. You're just always in your room anyway.
I'm always in my own room anyway.
And Zach, you do sound better. Your voice is better because we're going to have that.
I was about to say the airy space isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll get some airflow.
We might have some echoing issues while Jesse finishes
but
the
it'll
room.
just be this week,
Yeah.
so just,
And I also sound better than I would have last Monday when, oh God, that cold kicked my ass, man.
I think it was a week we kind of needed to skip.
Yeah, only because Jesse might have verbally ended the career of John Moxley. Anyway, as we get into it, I would like to start the show. It's going to be a very heavy AEW show, but the first opening topic I want to start with, Leroy can actually very much be a part of. So, folks, you'll be hearing Leroy throughout the show. It's weird, I know. Anyway.
I'll pray for y'all because you got to listen to my voice.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so Jesse, we're going to start with, because, oh my God, whether it's been Kenny, it's been the fans, whatever it's been, the last couple of weeks, I've really started to compile a mental list of everything that AEW has done to the business and is not for the better.
No,
and what I mean by that is, it's not even the booking malpractice, it's not even the poor ratings, and by the way, folks, if you're still celebrating beating NXT this week, when you're back in the 600s, oh boy, has the bar been set so low that you beat the developmental team.
Good.
Shawn Michaels tells you all the time, you're watching people learn, and they're still barely losing to you in ratings. That's embarrassing.
And just NXT this last week was awesome.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved
NXT is
it.
also the least criticized WWE product, and yet, so you can't beat the two products that are supposedly shit.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so, but no, Jesse, so the list at this point has gotten to because Kenny brought it up, we brought it up the week before Kenny did, and people keep misconstruing it. Okay, maybe WWE, because of TKO, is going a little overboard. But first of all, celebrities in wrestling and promoting big shows, that's been happening since the dawn of wrestling.
Well, I'll say that it's been happening since the 80s a lot. Yeah.
Well, but even before then. What year was the Andy Kaufman
Well, I mean,
stuff?
Yeah, before then, but like I tell people...
And that wasn't even WWE.
When you go back to the 80s...
Yeah, that was in Memphis wrestling.
Even pre-WrestleMania in the 80s, WCW was doing it, NWA would do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of...
Wrestling has always been niche, even when it was still considered real by most people.
Right.
So bringing your local celebrity, the car salesman, all this stuff... That was what was done in the small town territories. Right, but when you did these big shows, Jesse, there was always a B-list celebrity or even sometimes like the C-list celebrities who wanted to be a part of something and were brought into the world and being of a celebrity nature.
The cross promotion of it benefited everybody involved.
Right,
so.
and of course, being from a celebrity nature, once they found out that it wasn't real, they weren't going to say anything because at the end of the day, what they do isn't real. But it's just Jesse. So like, again, just to reiterate, WrestleMania 1, Leroy read off all the people that were involved in the main event that weren't wrestlers. Right. If it was just Hogan versus Rowdy, WrestleMania would have been an epic failure and the WWF wouldn't have survived.
Like, listen, they put their house on the line for that show.
Yeah.
And
it
was important for WrestleMania to succeed.
Everything on
He
their
entrusted Muhammad Ali, kind of a big name in case anyone's wondering, Cyndi Lauper, Jesse's Chronicle, what Cyndi Lauper was in the 80s.
Monster name in the 80s.
And then, of course, it didn't hurt that at the time Liberace was one of the biggest musical stars in the world.
Correct.
And then, of course, I forget, Leroy, who was guest commentator?
Well, there was Mr. T for sure.
Well, Mr. T was in the match.
Right.
With Hogan. Didn't Liberace do not commentary? He did ring announcing.
I believe
Wasn't he? He was a special guest ring announcer?
No.
Anyway, you look that up for us. Yeah, you'll find it. But Jesse, the other thing about it is that they're also, and almost every topic we're going to cover brings a lot of hypocritical nature to it.
Sure.
Because Jesse, Kenny failed to even acknowledge the fact, and of course no one in AEW will go on a radio show or a podcast where someone's willing to ask a real fucking question. Sorry, congratulations, you got Kenny Omega, but I would look at Kenny and I'd ask some real questions. If he wanted to walk off, he can walk off, but he would know beforehand what would be coming his way. But the fact is this, Jesse, he fails to acknowledge that they're using C-list TikTok celebrities every opening show that's on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andy Kaufman it was 82 and 83 when he's doing that with Jerry the King Lawler.
Okay, so the 80s, yeah, all right.
Yeah, here's the thing. First of all, it's easy to take those shots when WWE takes rightful heat for what's going on with the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes stuff and
a storyline that they should have just fallen into.
Yeah,
and they just overcomplicated
little
it.
yachty, a part of like the U.S. title thing right now is fucking odd. I get it, but like it's I'm like coming from AEW is a load of crap when Big Boom AJ shows up.
Well, not only that, but Jesse, unfortunately, you see the dwindling popularity of the Costco guys in the sense of Jesse, major celebrities don't want to work with them anymore. They did the celebrity thing early on, and Jesse, it failed every time. There's not a single celebrity moment in AEW that you can say was a moment that the crowd was into.
Listen, WWE has always kind of used celebrities. Sometimes it works brilliantly. Sometimes it's what we're getting now.
Are we really going to bring up how many failed celebrity GM nights they had on Raw for fucking how many years?
I think the only decent ones are the ones you remember. So like Bob Barker and
Shaq
and Jerry.
The Muppets
Springer.
Actually had a successful.
The Muppets was funny. The Muppets was a pretty good one.
But it's just what I don't understand is just Jesse. Like I said, is he? You and I talked about this off camera. Is Kenny just like overly frustrated with everything?
I don't. Here's the thing.
Because he's saying things that Kenny wouldn't have said 6 months ago on like his streams and shit.
Kenny has the right to his opinions.
Absolutely.
It's a weird thing. So for those who don't know, it was brought up not just as a question in an interview, but it was brought up during. So he does streaming.
Yeah. Was it Twitch?
And it was Twitch.
It was Twitch. Okay.
And so, his own fans kind of brought it up, and it's a weird thing because it was no more than 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, where his own fans tried to shit on Roman Reigns, and he was the guy who was just like, when you can draw that kind of money, you're great at what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he wouldn't allow his own fans to shit on Roman Reigns. Like I told people, of course he can have his own opinion. But it is weird for AEW to talk about bad celeb stuff when their history with celebs is abhorrently terrible.
Let me give you the list of celebrities. And there wasn't that many at WrestleMania.
Right, yeah.
But Billy Martin from the Yankees.
I forgot about that. The manager.
He was on there.
Because they were in New York.
Cyndi Lauper. Mm-hmm. For one of the shows, they were in Madison Square there for that.
Right, yeah. They were
Cyndi Lauper, Mr. T was in the main event. Muhammad Ali, he was the special guest referee.
Right.
Liberace was the special announcer with the Rockettes.
Right.
That's who that was.
Jesse,
boom.
For anyone who doesn't live in 2026 TikTok, those names were gigantic in the 80s.
Cyndi Lauper's probably your like Sabrina Carpenter, Liberace. I mean, probably as close to Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone's probably a bigger name than Billy Martin, but that's just the time we live in.
Right, yeah.
Well, in the city that WrestleMania was in for the main event, yeah, they had all the big heavy hitters showing up for that main event.
In the 80s, it was not kind to the Yankees. But
no, it was not. George was not a happy man.
But they've always used celebrities, man.
And then now we'll go to the next part of the list. I don't understand why. If I see one more goddamn list of WWE talent left off of WrestleMania, guys, every night, guys, we complained for years. Vince, we gotta go to bed. It's Sunday. Okay? Most of us gotta go to work.
Yeah, when WrestleMania used to be like 10 hours.
Look.
Like, and you were like, it's WrestleMania, it's the one time you suffer,
Jesse,
long.
the Super Bowl turned into this 6.5 hours thing. Okay? We admit that.
To be honest, they've tightened it up.
But here's the deal, Jesse. The game itself, if you just want to watch the action, still only about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, but to be fair to the Super Bowl, they've tightened it up. It's not as
bad
as it used to be. I think this year was done by 10. Like we were in and out of that thing by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was done by 10.
So
and I'm just sitting here.
I mean, the game was over well before that. The
Right,
Hawks.
yeah.
I'm not even a Hawks fan.
Yeah, right.
It was great to watch as a Jet fan, but
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, Jesse, pay-per-view, not everyone needs to be on WrestleMania and get a moment every year.
One of the best things about the pandemic was the fact that, like, it really did force Vince to go, you know what? The 2-night thing actually ain't a bad idea.
No, it's really not.
Like, we can actually still get, like, 5 hours of really great stuff, maybe throw in some stuff. I can split a 10-hour show in 2 nights.
And then all of a sudden, the pandemic ended. We went back to having fans, and they told Vince, you could sell 2 nights of 60,000 people. And he goes, oh. But Jesse, then it's this thing of, like, last night, the people that were complaining about Dynasty only being 8 matches. Y'all still went like 2, 3, like it was still like a 4-hour show.
It was 4.5. Here was the problem as far as if you want.
They're complaining 8 matches.
Yeah.
They weren't included in the pre-show.
Well, they won't because it hurts their argument.
Yeah, I know because they got 13. If we're gonna do that,
problem with Dynasty.
We're not going to get into it just yet.
Well, no. Here's the real problem with Dynasty, though. If people want to complain about the length.
Yeah.
The real problem is it was built around 4 matches that have been built like 7 months ago.
Right.
For those who don't know. So we got the tag team title match.
Yep.
They have been circling this MJF Kenny / Darby thing for a while.
Yeah.
Of course, Will Ospreay was going to get after Jon Moxley at some point. And then the last one...
Leroy just rolled his eyes.
And then the last one would be... It wasn't...
That's the little thing they have in here. I'm just like, well...
I guess it really wasn't the last 6 months, but getting Jamie Hayter back into the title scene. So... And by the way, Camille returned. Just as a side. So you're talking about like 4 things, and then you added matches, like the Jericho fucking one they added this past week. Like what are we doing?
Didn't need to happen.
My dude just came back.
Well, not only that, but like to the guy that everyone legitimately in real life cannot stand right now, and you're just doubling down on this guy being part of your stories. But whatever.
Tony Khan does not know how to read a room. I don't know if anyone has noticed that in the last 7 years, but Tony Khan does not know how to read a room.
Tony, I don't want to get too far off topic because we're going to finish this up real quick and then we'll get to the cards. Tony.
Well, yeah, by the way, 8 hours is long for a show that's such a B-level show.
Right. Tony, sometimes you have to just send somebody home so the world forgets they exist.
Here was my biggest thing.
That's true.
I had said it after the last pay-per-view for AEW. I said, hey, why don't you actually give your world champion a break? Because there's no need for him to defend the title.
And we just threw Kenny versus MJF away in the middle of April?
Yeah.
For whatever freaking reason.
For whatever reason.
A match that will be forgotten because everyone's like, well, WrestleMania is going to suck. Yeah, but you're going to talk about those matches a hell of a lot more than you're going to talk about this Dynasty match.
WrestleMania will probably be pretty good.
And I think the fun thing, and we talked about this earlier, the biggest gripe that a lot of people have is Asuka and Io Sky are not at WrestleMania.
There's still 2 shows. Yeah. There's still 2 shows to go.
Right.
We have Backlash and Clash in Italy in May.
Right. But anyway, Jesse.
There we go.
But Jesse, now the other thing, match lengths are an absolute joke in AEW. Because Jesse, I'm sorry, I don't mind if your lower mid card has a feud going where two people have captured the audience for 15 minutes total in the last 6 weeks of booking. But they don't need a 20-minute match.
Owen versus Brock is one of the best built things they got going.
Has their total
and that'll be one of the shortest matches.
Has their total on-screen togetherness even come up to 30 minutes?
It's not even 10 minutes yet. And
the match won't even be that long either.
The match won't be 10 minutes.
I had this conversation with a mutual friend of ours. This thing's going to be 10 minutes entrance to bell.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a 4.5-minute match.
Yeah,
They're just going to throw each other around.
Brock's matches, besides the last one of Roman, are all under 10 minutes.
The literal drive that takes me 13 minutes without lights stopping me from work to home, I'm going to miss the opening match.
By the way, also, I told you, I call it, gonna open night 2.
Oh, I told Leroy when we were at work the other day. I told you both. Yeah, no, you guys are right. No,
I'm like, because Brock wants to get in there, probably put this guy over it, and go the fuck back to Canada.
Because the check cleared.
But back to the whole 8 hours thing.
Yeah.
That match is huge. People are going to be fucking hyped for it. And it's going to go quick. Like, the build's been incredible. It's going to go quick. This show, one, was terribly placed. Like, you had this
3 weeks after.
3 weeks after a big pay-per-view is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane when you don't have split shows. When WWE used to actually like have split Raw and SmackDown, like really, really split. When SmackDown had its own pay-per-views and Raw did. I get why Vince did it, but like otherwise you're just like, bro, this is fucking crazy. And like, because then you get into 6 matches on a card like this.
Yeah.
What I say it every time with AEW, you could have just did these on fucking Dynamite. By the way, we're getting Darby versus fucking MJF on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, no, they're just gonna give that shit away.
And like I told people, there's a good chance Darby wins.
Yep. But anyway, but then Jesse, the other thing is also, we talked about it in the first topic, we talked about it in the second topic. Jesse, the very idea of what wrestling has been, or has tried to become in the 100+ year history, it just all went out the window. These people are arguing booking decisions and matchmaking and like builds and all. It's like, Jesse, not everyone's feud needs to end in a 20-minute match. Sometimes a feud is 5 minutes, we're in, we're out, thanks for 6 weeks of television, boys, but your feud's done, we're moving you on to something else.
Do we really need the conglomeration going 15 minutes for anything?
Do we really need 15 minutes to tell us that Kyle's back? Guys, love Kyle in Redragon. As anything more than a tag team specialist, he's never worked.
Looks good, happy he's back.
Yeah.
But like...
Brock Lesnar's average at WrestleMania, 7 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all his matches
are. And Brock Lesnar, forget how much.
And that's what we need.
Brock Lesnar has drawn more money than anyone in AEW.
This match ain't gonna go long. I'll tell you guys.
No.
And I know
it's gonna be hard to notice, but they're both gonna be pretty blown up about 4 moves in.
Oh, because they're gonna hit big shit like really quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
The referee is going to ring the bell and then dive out of the ring because they're just gonna fly at each other.
I don't know if you saw the MJF interview. I can't remember who was interviewing where they were talking about length of pay-per-view, and he goes, I don't mind 5 or 6 matches. That's cool. But not all those matches.
Nothing against Max. Guys, especially if you go watch the last one he just did with Chris Van Vliet, and Chris played it perfectly. Guys, look, anything that dude says in an interview, whilst I don't necessarily hate that he does it, it's in kayfabe, it's in character. 9 times out of 10, he's just trying to get you to comment. And his actual opinion, we don't know. And I'm fine with that, because unlike most idiots, he fucking goes all in. He commits to the bit, and that's fine. But anything MJF says, I have to take with a grain of salt, because he's always working. And that's fine. I'm not mad at him for it.
I will say, though, and we'll get into it, that match wasn't very good. That match was not good enough to go like half an hour like it almost did.
Yeah.
That match was... I'm like, bro.
But anyway, but no, it's just like, but Jesse, the fans.
By the way, Dave Meltzer, what are you doing, man? What are you showing the SmackDown for? What's going on, buddy? No, I don't think people should have been harassing him.
No.
But I'm just like,
he showed up at SmackDown.
Yeah, he was at SmackDown.
But that was the equivalent.
Well,
of...
that was nice of him.
But Jesse, here's the thing about Dave though. That's the equivalent of what just happened on video to I think it was Jim Polad. Look, folks. You don't need to bring his kids into it. You don't need to mention his kids. You don't need to ask their ages. None of that. But everything else you said, he had that coming, and he didn't get enough. He earned that.
Because it was a female fan. Like, here's the thing. You have every right as he's cheering because I think they won that game or something.
Yeah.
To be like,
hey, it'd be better if you spent some money.
Like, hey, if you look around, your stadium's fucking empty.
Yeah.
Why don't you do something so more fans come back?
The Twins have a good record, but unfortunately, Jesse, we know that with the talent level he has gotten based on price, we know they're not going to do anything memorable in the year unless they go on a miraculous 2019 Washington run.
I thought the recent fucking thing. I think it was during the last series that they just had
With the Blue Jays, yeah.
where there was maybe 120 fans in that fucking baseball stadium.
Well, they were in Toronto.
No. This is the Twins.
Oh, that one.
In Minneapolis.
Jesse, announced crowd was 12,500. That stadium seats like 30 to 40.
40,000.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go to the game, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway.
If I'm going, I'm getting free tickets.
But anyway.
By the way,
that's all I'm doing.
Let me tell you something. If WWE started having that problem, TKO would not get involved. Because that's crazy.
They'd shut the hell up, yeah. But Jesse,
the Twins were up 2-1. You would have thought they were a relegated fucking soccer team from Europe.
Yeah. It's ugly and it needs to stay ugly. Because here's the deal. We would let you keep the team if you did this thing called spend a little fucking money.
And then he's sitting up front with
They like to line their pockets.
And I agree with people. You don't have to talk to the kids. But yeah, when Daddy stands up like, yeah, hey, why don't you fucking spend some money so he gets some fans like that?
I don't even care if he's around his kids, but you don't have to mention their existence. That was the only thing I had wrong there. But here's the deal. That's like with Dave. Like you said, people don't need to necessarily overly harass him.
Right.
But remember, this is like the Christy Nome argument, and we're not even going to make fun of that. Because here's the deal. What you're into is what you're into. I'm not even mad about that. But here's the deal. When you are vehemently anti everything that you're now standing in front of, you deserve the hate.
It was
you deserve it.
Like I told you about some of it became a little bit harassing, but WWE fans seeing him there and fucking with him, have every right.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
all he's done is shit talk the company, when they were at their high.
Yeah.
They have every right to be like, hey, the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. But Jesse, remember, as a public figure, you need to understand, you invite a lot of this stuff in.
Yeah.
You don't, this is what I always try to tell people about celebrity, and unfortunately Chapel Roan is starting to learn what happens.
She was at, which I would never go to Coachella, but I think she was at Coachella as a
It's
fan.
bad music that takes place in a desert.
The only person that did apparently anything interesting was Justin, but I've been calling that for 5 years, that he is actually a much more interesting artist than people ever thought he could be.
Coachella needs to learn from Woodstock 99. Your fans will eventually just rebel.
I watched a part of it. And
People still blame Fred and Limp for that. Everyone knew the song was on the set
I was
list.
watching part of Coachella.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was like, one, I hope WrestleMania isn't like this. And then two, I was like, two, pop music is in a shit place again. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, no, it was a bad.
And some of you guys like Liv Morgan and the wrestlers spent like fucking $13,000 to be there. That's crazy.
And what were the tickets to Woodstock 99?
Oh, they're like $100, bro.
Yeah. And then they tried to charge you $4 for a bottle of water in 1999.
As a matter of fact, I don't know the exact price. We can always ask the Miz. That motherfucker was there.
Yeah, right. But anyway, no. But
He might tell you, yes.
He was there.
He was there. He was there.
He's in the documentary. He was there.
But anyway, but Jesse, but the thing about it is that these people, the fans, and Tony unfortunately wants to cater to them because they're his friends now, even though no one will show up to a meet and greet with you. That's kind of funny there, Tony. But it's just Jesse.
Well, if he told us, we'd show up.
As a fan with this side, these tickets are cheaper than any WWE. I'm like, yeah, because nigga, he can usually not get people to show up if he doesn't make them cheap.
Because no
Otherwise, no one will fucking show up.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason most of you Canadians show up was for our fucking Edge of Christian. So let's not lie to each other.
Well, and then Jesse, I think the part that really...
Well, Kenny was there, and then of course...
Well, yeah. I think the part that also really gets me is, Jesse, here's a little extra topic here for number 4. Japanese wrestling has been perversed into this thing that... Okay, don't get me wrong. New Japan, Noah, all these guys in the UJPW, they're ignoring it, but Americans have this weird idea that what they're watching in AEW is a good version of what Japan's doing.
No, they're not.
They're getting this weird sort of idea that you guys don't tell stories, there's no promos, you guys just wrestle for 20 minutes every night.
I will repeat, it is $9.99. You don't even have to watch when it's live. Go get New Japan World. It's the thing we now miss. WWE Network. Like
$9.99. Yeah.
You can go see what it's all about.
Yeah.
For $9.99. Now a lot of people ain't gonna have the money to travel to Japan to go to Wrestle Kingdom and shit like that. I understand that. Yeah. And by the way, they do come to Dallas every now and then. So if you're actually interested in seeing New Japan, look out for that kind of shit. But otherwise, no, it's not even close to the same fucking thing.
Well, Jesse. Okay. Let me place it to this way.
Sure.
Let's go back to what a lot of people called the modern golden era, when you had the Ace was still healthy, sure. Naito's knees hadn't given up, Okada, Okada gave a damn, all this stuff. Jesse, if they had been booked like this, they would have looked at Inoki when he was still alive and said, "Could you kill Jado and Gato?" You're putting me in a random match with a dude I haven't dealt with in the last 16 years.
It's not even... Will you kill Jado and Gato? He might have fucking did it himself. He might have did it himself on camera.
But I'm just saying, is that Jesse, can you imagine Okada showing up to the Tokyo Dome and somebody's like, "Yeah, you're going to wrestle this guy." He and I haven't seen each other in 13 years.
No, anything you see with New Japan, it's a predicated plan. Mm-hmm. The week before they've had an interaction, they've talked about each other. There's a predicated plan there.
Cold matches don't happen with main event talent.
No.
Cold matches happen with young boys who are just go out there, take 10 minutes off our time.
Young boys sometimes, sometimes they do try to challenge the main event star, but the whole point of the young boy doing that is to earn respect.
Well, but Jesse, they don't get respect by going 25 minutes with the main event guy. They get respect by taking an ass whooping for 8.
Yeah, you fought decently, you showed your fighting spirit, but you got demolished in 12 minutes. That gets you respect.
Now, okay, that's another thing that's really been pissing a lot of Gaijin fans off is, Jesse, the fighting spirit spot that seems to be in every match now in AEW.
Oh, I told people, I'm like, it's hard to actually watch New Japan now. Because AEW ruined that.
Yeah. Because it wasn't... Because, by the way, folks, that spot that it's now being referred to as, I've watched an AEW Dynamite that happened in almost every match. In New Japan, maybe 2 guys on the card got to do it.
Here's the thing.
And they were back-to-back matches.
As I've always said, so I know some people bitched about, Will Ospreay basically kind of hitting his finisher right away and the Mox kicking out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's not the problem.
No.
The problem isn't he hit the finisher, hit it again, and then Moxley kicked out.
Right.
The problem is the match still went another 20 minutes.
Yep.
Leroy, do you remember the days when, and I'm talking way back when you were watching Saturday mornings, do you remember when a guy would hit that finisher and you thought that the other guy was not going to get up for a week? Do you remember when they mattered?
Yeah, it happened.
And also, by the way, to put Jesse's point, Leroy, do you remember when they were only hit one time during the match?
And it was done.
Here's the thing. I don't mind somebody hitting their finisher twice. It doesn't... Actually, to be fair...
The match that I always use, to your example, by the way, that you're about to say, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano.
That's one of them. Brock Lesnar made a fuck killing coming back and doing that with WWE. Was giving a dude an F5 right away and then he kicked out.
Yeah.
But that match was only going 6 minutes.
Right, exactly.
Brock hits the F5, the dude kicks out, he takes 2 finishers, he kicks out, he hits 2 more F5s, the match is over.
Yeah.
But you were excited for that 5 minutes. Like, oh my God, what is happening? Why? But as Paul Heyman used to talk about, it's that excitement. And all of a sudden now you're like, well, fuck. Who's the Do
you have any idea how many times I have been watching Dynamite and I watch the crowd not even in the match, and I can tell everyone's standing. They're ready for the end. You've got them. And then, to quote Jesse, you go another 7 minutes. And I'm like, and now they don't care anymore. Gargano and Cole got away with it because, guys, that match, they were standing from the fucking bell.
Yeah.
That match was different. That match was that crowd that night at that takeover. Also, to be fair to AEW fans, you don't know what a built match is, so you don't really understand why the fans were interested.
That's real.
But the thing about it was that Jesse, that match gets replayed all the time because the crowd cared about it. But going into it, it was NXT versus the UE. It was Adam Cole trying to turn NXT into something different. Like, Johnny Gargano, for everything that Jim Cornette doesn't like about him, for as plain-faced or as boring as he thinks he is, blah, 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 whatever, we're not going to get into it, Johnny has a connection to NXT.
Right.
That is so much different.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that, yeah, Cole and Gargano had an AEW-style booked match. Yeah. But here's the thing. The crowd gave a damn, and they were still standing when the match was over, whereas how many times do you watch an AEW match, and everyone's like, that was great. I'm like, for 7 minutes after the fans were up, they sat on their hands.
Because the biggest problem, especially when I think about this Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay match,
which we'll get into detail here in a little bit. Yeah.
You do these huge spots. But, and I keep saying with Jon Moxley matches, I don't know how many times I gotta say, at some point somebody has to die.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just becomes less and less believable.
And Jesse, now we're really gonna dive into something that we always talk about. And Leroy, I want you to chime in here because you obviously watched during an era where everybody was legitimately, like, you only got it for an hour a week, basically, on those Saturday mornings.
That's how you get.
Yeah. So, like, guys, you are lying to yourselves that you were into it. Because I listen to people who comment on Facebook and Twitter and all these places, and they're like, well, I was there, and the place is going crazy. I'm like, really? Because the TV literally showed me you were all sitting down on your hands. Nobody was standing. You weren't clapping. Because, unfortunately, wrestling was designed as a psychology experiment. You know that when you got the people, you go home.
Right.
There's a ticking clock because people get bored. Humans have always been as attention span shorted as they are right now, but unfortunately, TikTok became this thing that proved what people always thought. TikTok came around at the right time, but here's the deal.
To be fair, Vine had already existed.
Exactly. But that's the thing, Jesse. Gen Z didn't become something. They just finally have streams and like places to be what we've always been. We grew up as millennials, and people were like, "Well, you were the first generation to, lose the attention span." That's not like we had it until you invented everything.
To be fair, we made it worse. They built the cell phone, Gen-X did, and
yeah.
We were like, yeah, but we can put more memory and more shit in it. They were like, hey, we got the World Wide Web, and we were like, yeah, but what if I wanted to see some big Japanese titties instantly?
But on a serious note, though.
Well, for real, we did that.
Yeah. But on a serious note,
and I had to wait for it to dial up. It fucking sucked.
Really quick question.
Yeah.
How many kids did you know when you went to school at high school here learned how to fucking code? I got suspended for it.
Those child locks really didn't work.
And then by the time you graduated, they super updated fucking security codes for schools.
But now, Leroy, when you were a kid and you watched for that 1 hour, you had to wait a full week until Saturday morning came back around.
Yes. It sucked for that.
And you had to think for 6 days, what is he going to do to him? I mean, I'll bet you, as kids, you were like, wait, how can they be in the same
To be fair,
county for those 6
to be
days?
fair,
Well, yeah, it's true.
You guys also went outside.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't.
Yeah.
You know, especially as kids, we went outside. But when we became teenagers, we were like,
okay.
I got that video game.
And as they used to say, I used to go out and touch Earth.
Yes.
Right.
That's what the kids say nowadays.
But I mean, Leroy,
I did it often.
But I mean, Leroy, again, just take us through this on a serious note. What was it like for 6 days? You thought about the ending of a show, and we'll say it wasn't the big show where the babyface got it back. You watched the villain take out your hero, and for 6 days you had to wait.
Right.
There was no update on social media. There was no medical anything.
Right.
Like you
No.
literally sat there and you invented everything, and then you got to see what actually happened. So you got to figure out: was I right? Was my friend right? What was that like?
It was like watching a TV show every single week,
Right.
and you get that cliffhanger, and you go, "Oh my!" Like, who shot JR? You're sitting there, "Oh my God!" It is like that. I mean, you seen that big show, but then to get the send off is when the biggest thing that we watched, besides I didn't get to see the pay per views, but
Yeah.
was Saturday night's main event,
Mm-hmm.
where I could sit at home with my dad when he was home and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
That had to pay off a lot of things. Because you saw
Because that was free television.
it's free television.
Yeah.
You saw Hogan. I saw my hero back then because he was then, and his
I think Jesse's to the point now where even with that new documentary coming out, Hulk
comes
Hogan and
out
Terry Bollea, two
tomorrow.
totally separate things.
I think that comes out either.
Soon.
I think that comes out
I
tomorrow.
will watch it for the educational purpose only.
I
The
will
Shawn
watch
Michaels
it.
one though, that one I'm really looking
That
forward
one
to.
I'm looking forward
That
to.
one's looking forward to. Because actually that's out.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
April 13th.
Oh shit, then it would be out today.
It came out today.
Okay,
That's on Netflix today.
No, it's not on Netflix. It's on Peacock.
No, it's not. It's on, no, it's not. That's on Netflix.
Somebody looking confirm.
Peacock.
You finish your story.
It was on the.
Well,
No, I
did
mean,
this amazing thing where like the Gen Xers who created Google, we said, if I need some more information, you guys need to update that shit immediately. Continue.
but no, I mean, it's every week trying to figure out what's going to happen like that. Even back when AWA was going around, they only did a few
Right.
shows a week,
Right.
so it was the same thing. It's like that big accumulation, and every once in a while they'd have a special on that you'd be able to watch
Well, that'll
besides on Saturdays.
That'll probably be on Netflix fairly soon because remember that Peacock deal's over.
Yeah.
So. But
I know. I
It
get it.
might still be in place for their I don't know.
Saturday night's main event is always going to be on Peacock.
It's weird because they vaulted all the fucking pay-per-views now on Netflix.
right.
Yeah, they put them on there. So
Yeah.
you can watch all of them on Netflix. I was looking at them like, holy crap.
They told me they didn't pay fucking $5 billion.
The Heartbreak Kid Becoming Shawn Michaels is scheduled to release April 13th, though it is currently announced for Peacock rather than Netflix. While Netflix is the home of WWE's Raw library, no exclusive Shawn Michaels content has been announced on the platform yet. I have a feeling that's going to change fairly soon.
Yeah.
Because remember, the Peacock deal is up.
It's up.
So,
It is up there now, yeah.
yeah.
But they probably produced it.
Right.
Yeah, they probably did. It'll be good. I was going to drop.
Because remember,
Peacock.
Unreal is tied to Peacock, but it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to get rid of Peacock. Now I have to watch that, and then I can get rid of Peacock.
Well, you can just wait.
Or you can just wait. It'll come out at some point. Or just do what Jesse and I do to every AEW pay-per-view. Somebody's streaming it somewhere that's not behind a
I
paywall.
know. That's why.
Somebody's got it on fucking YouTube for free.
That's why I wait for AEW to watch on YouTube. It's easier that way.
It's so funny. Your fans will pay for it and then give it away for free.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, I know,
They still
but
haven't stopped that shit.
But hey, I can still
By the way,
watch.
Jesse, how did Stand and Deliver do on YouTube? Pretty well.
Really good.
A lot of people watched it.
A lot of people watched it.
AAA also
fucking good.
AAA
It was
is
really
also AAA is also saying, wait, what are these things called ratings?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm super happy the Masters Masters not on WrestleMania.
I'm happy that WWE has actually turned around and said to everyone, "Hey guys, AAA
shit.
is still its own thing."
All right.
But anyway, Leroy, back to you. You had to wait. All that stuff happened,
And
and
let Chad Gable go crazy. Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway,
I love Chad Gable.
But just Leroy.
Look, his music came on. He decided I would just start suplexing motherfuckers.
Right. but I mean, Leroy, that's the thing. It's just with you guys, you kind of just accepted what was given to you because you had no choice, really.
Oh, yes.
Because there was no social media to influence a match, to influence a storyline, to influence this, to influence that.
And I only grew up with 4 channels, and when the president on, it really fucking sucked.
Yeah, because honestly...
So nothing has changed in 40 years.
No, I just turned the damn TV off. I just turned the TV off.
But I mean, Jesse... Again,
turn on the Pornhub.
But I mean, again, Jesse, Leroy, again.
I'm listening.
It's not even, I don't like what Tony is doing. Oh, it's poor booking. The fans are the problem because they're rewriting what you used to watch, Leroy. They're rewriting what Jesse's watched in New Japan. Everyone thinks that wrestling was built on the back of 20-minute workhorse matches. And what's funny is they quote, so many AEW wrestlers quote your generation, Leroy. And I'm like, did you ever watch these people? Do you even know what they did? Because I'm sorry. Because I've heard him mention on AEW how many times? Leroy, how many times did Harley Race have a 20-minute banger on a fucking random Saturday?
He didn't.
Exactly.
Nobody did.
You had to pay for Harley.
You had to pay for Harley Race to go 20 minutes with somebody.
Well, yeah. There's a few people.
How many times did Hulk Hogan... Well, you know what? We'll give Jesse, and I'm just saying
Hulk
because
Hogan
of the
did
star power, we'll give Kenny Omega the Hulk Hogan style thing right now for AEW. How often, Leroy, did Hulk Hogan go 15 minutes on a random Saturday night or a Saturday morning with some random guy that he's been friends with in real life for the last 20 years?
Very rarely, and if it went that long, it was his entrance took care.
I was going to say.
I was going to say.
His entrance was a huge
entrance.
Okay, I was stoked and on a high just watching him come in, for Christ's sakes.
But that's just,
and then the match, and then we're good.
But that's just the thing, Jesse.
I mean, I love y'all, but I really do, Leroy.
You didn't like Hogan. You weren't that into the character.
I asked my dad, like, how many times did you watch this man put his hand behind his fucking ear?
Right. But I mean, Jesse, now we'll talk.
At least Macho Man was exciting.
Right. But I mean, Jesse, now
he was exciting.
I'll ask this, Jesse, as I try to keep you two on topic for more than 3 seconds before one of you has a stupid joke.
I don't like how good you continue.
All right. But I mean, Jesse, now we go to your side of the things.
Yeah.
You always say, man, the star power of Kenny Omega would still be there if he had taken the WWE deal, because he wouldn't be having a match like that. So, Jesse, how many matches has he had on Collision that have taken 3 years off his career?
Probably too many.
On Collision.
I don't even count them anymore. It's sad.
Why is Kenny Omega even on a Collision? People forget Ethan Page, who is one of the best heels in all of NXT. He had a Kenny Omega match in the last 5 years. You won't remember because it was on a show that nobody watched.
Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes also, remember, for those who don't remember, did the YouTube show twice for matches. Yes. They did, what was it called? Dark. They did Dark before.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucking crazy. I'm like, if this is your developed part of your show,
right?
Why the fuck is Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega on the show?
And the thing is, Jesse, you weren't even mad when the lower mid-card built stories on it, but they never referred to it on Dynamite.
Correct.
They never brought it up to...
Remember, one of the biggest ones, of course, is...
Hell, NXT, Leroy...
Swole and Britt Baker.
Yeah, Leroy, you and I talk about this all the time now. NXT's got a fucking thing on the bottom that if you turn on at fucking 8:30, they tell you what happened 90 minutes ago.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
It's on the bottom of the fucking screen.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
I just... The idea that wrestling was always something and AEW are the spiritual successors to it is so perverse and so wrong. And unfortunately, the amount of people whose opinions we know are very educated, but we can't respect it because they're just anti-WWE, is also sad. Because I'm like, Jesse, you and I and Leroy, we all know these people that, like, we know that they know wrestling history. Right. So why are you defending something that is clearly bullshit?
Because it's easy. It's easier. I'm a Yankees fan, so I've seen this before. It's easier to hate the thing that's been super successful for a long time than to actually acknowledge the issue of the thing you love.
Okay. Biggest draw in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Hogan.
Yeah.
His average matches,
yes.
7 to 10 minutes. WWE's biggest draw,
Google's
biggest
lying.
moneymaker.
It was like 3 to 5. I'm joking.
and as it,
Jesse. We understand there's an inflation on Google for the 4 minutes that he put his ear.
These niggas are lying like Hogan lied, okay?
He didn't say his 10-minute entourage to get in.
He fucking Hulk up. He did the fucking punches. He did the big leg drop. You guys are crazy. He made millions of dollars. It's bullshit. 10 minutes.
His biggest match ever, WrestleMania 3 with Andre, went 12 minutes.
My dad almost disowned me as a kid.
Hold on a second. Pause for a second. No. I'm going to be serious for a sec. Could you, without interruption from us, could you read that one more time?
WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant. The match was 12 minutes.
That's crazy.
But
Jesse...
The entrances were longer.
Jesse, in literal half...
Well, they went out on a cart.
Right. No, I should say
they put him in on a cart.
Literally longer entrances.
But I mean, Jesse, in a literal half the amount of time that a random jobbers match on a pre-show went, because I guarantee you Leroy's going to give me a pre-show match that went 15 minutes, but a literal pre-show match that has gone longer than arguably, and again, we're talking draw, maybe not actual in-ring.
I get that.
The biggest match in the history of WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
The official, unofficial indoor record at the time that stood for almost 20 years.
A long time.
Probably 30 years, actually. All that, Jesse, all that, for months, we built Hogan and Andre. Hogan looking sad because his friend Andre turned on him. He ripped the shirt, all that stuff.
And broke his cross.
Jesse, that all led to 12 minutes, and no one complained about it for 30 years.
And you know the funny part about that is, if you watch the match, and I've watched it many times, they weren't, it wasn't all, they weren't going at it like that whole 20. There was posturing. There was like Hogan coming back. Oh my God! I can't.
And the sad part about it is nowadays, Jesse, if we had social media,
it wasn't total action.
Would be bitching and moaning about, well, why is Andre out there when he's hurt? Well, Andre was fucking on his deathbed at that goddamn point mostly anyway.
I'm really trying not to speak on that match. My dad has almost disowned me because of that match. It's awful to watch. Andre couldn't move and Hogan could not carry that shit. It was awful.
for what I know, so you just rewind and watch, the Macho Man earlier, and where that match stole the whole damn show. That
match is like they're trying to film two old gay dudes getting it on. It's just like, somebody put a dick in a butt so we can get on with this. This is going too long.
But now let's talk from an analytical standpoint, Jesse. That match has still drawn more, even to this day, than anything Tony's put on.
It's one of the biggest moment matches of all time, because of course he slammed Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Though I like I told people, I'm pretty sure Andre helped by jumping a little bit.
Right, yeah.
He did a little bit.
He did, yeah.
But yeah, no, and that was the one where people go like, well, Vince knows how to create moments at least. Yeah. That's a moment. But yeah,
But as we get to Dynasty now, we'll talk about it. Jesse,
God, that match is awful.
Jesse, we're talking about these matches, and unfortunately, I think Dynasty is the weakest pay-per-view they've had in probably the last calendar run. And they've had some rough pay-per-views. This one was...
Dynasty's not good.
Dynasty was not good. So you're right. Please, let's get through the 13 matches, even though supposedly people were complaining about, why is this only 8 matches? And I'm like, bro, you people count the pre-show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's get through this.
All right. Starting up, we had a singles match with Alex Windsor and Maria Shafir by pinfall. That was an 8-minute match.
No one cared about this feud. No one wanted to see an end to it. And you have 2 women. Alex, who, like Jesse says, more of a sort of newer style person to this audience, but she can actually kind of go. And then you have the most useless woman on the roster. Nobody wanted this match. There's not a single AEW fan who wouldn't be lying to me.
Here's the thing. I'm not even lying to people anymore. If she wasn't Roddy's wife, it wasn't the friend of Ronda Rousey,
she would have never gotten this business.
I don't know if she would have a job in pro wrestling.
Nobody would want her.
It's hard to watch her.
And you complimented her about 4 weeks ago.
Because now we're back to over posturing. Mm-hmm. That it's still one of the worst fucking finishes on the planet.
Can I also point something out before you even get to the mommy's milk bullshit? Leroy brought up how much they postured in that match, Hogan versus Andre. Guys, do you remember the days when, Rock and Hogan, Stone Cold Rock, they stood there and those moments are legendary because they're stars!
To be fair,
the stars can stand there and do nothing and the world watches.
That's actually the one match I always gave Hogan a shit ton of credit for.
What, the Rock Hogan match?
The Rock Hogan. Because, for once he actually felt the fucking arena.
He read the room.
And he read the room.
And he told the Rock.
Slow
down, boy. Just
well,
feel it.
It basically was like, let's flip it. Because he went into that match with a heel.
Yep. Yes, he did.
And Toronto was not going to fucking boo him.
No.
And it was very smart of him to now let The Rock kind of take that lead. And it made the match so much better.
Oh, yes.
But when it comes to Marina Shafir.
Oh, my God. There is no redeeming quality to Marina.
This is supposed to be somebody that should feel intimidating because of that MMA background.
Yeah.
Does this not... It's starting to remind me a lot of Dan Severn.
Yeah.
Not enough people have gone back to watch Attitude Era Dan Severn. It is hard because he's trying to be a pro wrestler,
right?
But he knows the real shit from the fake. So his holdback looks too fake,
right?
Yeah.
And that's her right now,
right?
I don't know.
Marina Shafir is actually getting to a point where she's so bad in wrestling that if I saw this woman in real life and she decided to try to act intimidating, or even if I was on Dynamite in the front row and she looked at me, I would literally say while the camera was on us, and I'd make sure the camera was on us, I'd be like, what are you gonna do? Mommy milk me to death? Because seriously, you cannot take.
Oh, you're gonna make me suck your titties.
They literally can take nothing seriously. Jesse's laughing, but he should be. You can't take anything seriously.
I'll do it a tap out as well, but all I'm getting at here.
I would just have a sign that says, "Give me some milk, mommy."
Is
that wrong? No.
I'm a little bit of a pervert, but all I'm getting at here.
I wouldn't even do that because unfortunately this audience would actually think you were a huge fan of her for doing that sign, when in reality, no. Her entire on-screen character is a joke right now.
Listen, I have not seen Cruel in person, the wrestler. But when I see, we won't get to that incident probably to this week, guys. We will definitely talk about it next week. It's what a fucking mess that whole thing is. But when I seen him on NWA and shit like that in MLW, I went, that dude looks fucking intimidating. When Bray dressed as the Fiend, one of the best things about that was people would say it's funny because you remember seeing him as the cult leader and all that. And he was a little intimidating, but all of a sudden he skinnied up a little bit. There was more definition, and then this character, you were like, this dude's a fucking monster.
The first time I saw the Fiend, I was actually genuinely.
He looked like a fucking horror movie villain.
Yeah.
Once again, Kane and the Undertaker, just the brilliance of old school Vince. You were like that. These are horror movie villains. These guys are fucking intimidating. Mm-hmm. When I look at Marina, I'm like, I think somebody could take her. Why am I back there? Like I told people, I shouldn't be back there with Jon Moxley. He had done such a good job when he left WWE, and now you're like, I don't believe anything you do.
No.
So, yeah, poor Alex Windsor, who is a fantastic wrestler, but. And by the way, we'll get to Thekla later. If you're going,
she's on there.
If you're going to be a big star, act like you understand the fucking responsibility of it. But we'll get to that later. Next match.
Next up was Camille defeated Big Annie.
Yeah,
that was $1.25 for a match. There.
So a literal nobody that no one has ever seen except for maybe one random Dynamite or Dark 4 years ago, comes out here, and then just out of nowhere after a year, Camille? What?
Yep, it's a squish.
And I'm supposed to give a shit? For how many women you consistently have on the roster that you bring in some girl that nobody knows? Jesse, you might not like sometimes when you're a lower mid-carder in WWE, but at least they'll use you for the squash, and you'll get some time, and they won't just hire some local guy.
I want to repeat again. I do not believe Tony Khan to be a bad person.
No.
He is a horseshit booker.
Yeah.
You allowed her to waste away. And then you were like, you know what, you go ahead and do the TV show. Which, by the way, I bet you he didn't know she was working with WWE talent. Otherwise, her and What's-His-Face would not probably be on American Gladiators. But they are. You fucked up. They're already on it. And now we get her back. And yes, clearly there was an aftermath thing in the back where she attacked Willow. Okay. That interests me more. But
you wasted her return match.
But you've been wasting her this whole time.
Yeah, he doesn't know any better.
Remember NWA? We had to wait for almost a fucking year for her to talk? Maybe 2.
She was mute.
She was a mute.
Whole fucking title.
That was one of the best part of Nick Aldis's heel run, is he wouldn't let her fucking talk.
Yeah.
And then she finally started to speak, and you're like, okay, I want to see her wrestle now. And then she was so good.
It was a less abusive version of what Asuka's doing to Kairi.
Right.
Because Kairi's allowed to speak, but Kairi clearly is stuck.
Because Nick would talk her up, but he would never let her talk.
Exactly. He cut a 3-minute promo on her, and you're like, wow, she's great.
Right.
What's she going to say? Not a word.
Since she's been in this company, you would think all that shit he did for her is wasted.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I still, honestly, it makes me wonder the egos on certain wrestlers. And again, I'm just spitballing here. When you sit there and you don't listen to someone who built you so much, who worked so closely with you, and you don't ask Nick, are you sure there's no interest from over here? Really? I don't know Camille. I support her. I appreciate her. She did a great job in the movie Queen of the Ring. But
she's very talented.
But
she's very talented.
Why did you not just come off the biggest thing you had ever done in your career with that guy and not go work for him? And sweetie, all you had to do was put on a pair of heels and a fucking skirt, be his assistant, and you'd still be more over now than you are now.
At Triple H is WWE, he'd be pushed too. He likes the big
That's true.
Woman. So
So I just don't understand what on God's green earth
once again
is this whole thing.
Because I'm a fucking idiot and a geek.
Yeah.
I do like her possibly taking on Willow here.
But
it's looking like.
But going back to my earlier
I do not have faith in what'll happen.
But going back to my earlier point about humans are always going to look at things the same way, whether they're sickos or they're drones. Jesse, you gave away her match. Her return match was a nothing burger. You gave it away.
I keep saying
she wouldn't have gotten in the ring if I had her on my booking thing until her and Willow were ready.
I keep saying he's fucking terrible with his women's division.
You're telling me that Willow, who's arguably one of your best built women now, which is again not a high bar, Jesse says it all the time, and Willow just gets beat up by her. I'm like, okay, cool. But that's after I watched her wrestle this fucking sweetie. What was Camille's opponent so I can be somewhat respectful?
Big Eddie.
Big Annie.
Okay, Big Annie. Sweetie, let me just talk real in the wrestling business. But with what we're talking about, with what Camille has been and done in this business, you're a nobody. Just accept that's where you are right now. Not saying you won't become the biggest thing at WrestleMania 5 years from now. But right now, you're nothing.
I mean, if she works with WWE's carry, yeah, for sure. That's the path.
Still better than what she did here.
Yeah, you gotta do security.
You work for WWE security. You're a future world champion.
So true.
Only in the black and gold era. When I saw those guys, I was like, I love Adam. Kyle is Kyle. But the security team looks like they're about to fucking own the main event scene real quick.
Yes.
I gotta give Sean credit. It was just like, you know what am I doing? Two of you guys just be in a tag team now. Like, why ever fuck around with it?
Yeah, right?
Alright, next match.
Hang and Tag are fun, though.
Yeah, they're great.
Hang and Tag are fun. I love those guys. Well, next up is one of Zach's favorite guys. Mr. Jack Perry did defeat Mark Davis to retain his AEW
I feel so bad for Mark Davis. They came out, they looked like maybe the best new tag team. They had a tag team title shot. Jake something gets hurt, kind of his own fault one way or another. And then Mark Davis just gets thrown into, dude, he hasn't had a winning moment since Jake something got hurt.
I want to throw a shout out to, well, I guess St. Paul, but to Paul Burke. What an amazing night in Ring of Honor.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you what Paul told me about that whole situation?
No.
I do want to say.
I'll tell you that later.
I'll tell you off air.
I do want to say.
I got to talk to you about him anyways.
Go look at Mark Davis, though.
Mm-hmm.
And just remember, that could be your future if you sign with this company. You get the big reaction at home. Everybody loves you, so you get more time to work and show what you can do on TV. And, of course, Paul Burke's a star. And then if you sign with this company, you know what? Not even Mark Davis. My guy! The former firefighter himself. Where you look like a world champion who should be world champion wherever he goes.
Jesse, before you go on, let me ask you this. Would you or would you not have believed at the time that Kenny had the name the Best Bout Machine? Would you not have believed if somebody would have said, yeah, but Josh Alexander?
I would have told you, oh, there's a real argument. Like he was doing such great work, you're like, oh yeah, there's a real fucking argument. He's better than Kenny.
And now
I'm like, yeah, Kenny can be 60 and watch this dude. But that's how he's booked.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, Mark Davis is now taking the pins that unfortunately Josh was probably gonna take.
Look at
that's
the
true.
lights.
Yeah, I think so.
And not to mention the fact Mark Davis in a real wrestling company. Like I said, I said this the other day because Jim Cornette brought it up before he stopped reviewing Dynamite.
I just heard again, you know.
Yeah, Mark Davis actually looks like he's getting physically better in shape. Maybe he's finally healthy, all that stuff. But then you lose to this twink.
Yeah.
Yep.
You lose to the most useless champion they have. No one gives a shit.
I mean, you hate him.
Oh, please.
I mean,
Jungle Boy's entertaining. Okay, sell that one to me there, boyo.
Listen.
That's always on the pre-show.
Let me be clear, okay?
Okay.
Number one, I don't need to say I'm an ally. And I tell white women all the time, you have to stop saying that word. As a black man, I still remember your so-called allyism ended up with black youth getting hung. So I don't say I'm an ally, but I have no problem with gay people, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Jack Perry does have a certain audience. It's not even the gay audience, but he does have a certain audience. Okay, he sells some, like a little bit of tickets, and he's got some supporters. 2 of them from Rancho Cucamonga. What I'm getting at here,
just say what you want to say.
If
he is the wrestling version of Tony Khan. He's living off his dad's legacy.
What I'm getting at here, okay, is sometimes that
I love the nodding from Leroy from that comment.
Sometimes that
you
gotta leave Lesser X-Pac alone here, man. You gotta leave Lesser X-Pac
That's an
alone
insult
here.
to the 1, 2, 3 kid.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's a huge insult to Sean Waltman.
That is an insult. Sean Waltman, for all the go-away heat he had, could work and actually looked like an athlete at some point in his career.
He has some gay fans, but I think
we're not even talking about that. Like Jesse said, he's not saying specifically that's the side he's talking about, but unfortunately,
they have better taste. That's why they're not his fan.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Leroy. I don't fucking know his appeal anymore. I watched this match and I'm just like, you know what? I would take the midget back.
He did! They got back together on an indie show!
Oh, he did?
Yes, they brought back Marco Stunt!
I would take him fully returning from selling cars back to pro wrestling. At least it was believable that somehow he fought back because he was so damn tiny because he looked like a child. I'll take it.
And the dinosaurs.
What is believable about Jack Perry?
Yeah,
without the jokes, without the anything, what is believable about this guy in the ring?
Without the dinosaur?
That's what I'm saying! Dude!
I love that damn dinosaur.
We all love the
We
dinosaur.
do. Yeah.
I would
Makes him better.
I would sacrifice a nation for that dinosaur, but they don't even feature the dinosaur anymore.
Where is the dinosaur?
He's still there.
Is he still injured? Is he not injured, is he?
Was he? I think he has been hurt.
He did get hurt again.
Yeah.
Remember he got hurt when he worked with Ricochet's guys.
That makes sense. Because Ricochet's trash, and we'll get to Ricochet.
Unfortunately, we have
A lot of people are getting injured. God, I wonder why.
Next match.
Next match up, and it's like, why? And they put this on the pre-show too. The women's AEW Tag Team Championship were Megan Bain and Leona Krause.
Well, these two ladies, Jesse, are clearly getting the best.
I thought he was going to talk about why were the Young Bucks in the pre-show. I was going to be like, no. This is where the fuck they belong.
The ladies, the Divine Dominion, did win.
To be fair, though, Leroy, the two
do they need
champions,
to be on the pre-show?
One of them is still bigger than both Matt and Nick combined.
Probably.
They're more believable in the men's division than Maddie and Nick.
Probably. And we'll get to the Young Bucks.
My son is bigger than them, at first.
Yes, he is.
And he could probably kick their ass.
These belts are truly a waste of time.
And the Babes of Wrath tried. We were kind of interested in them
I
at
said
first.
it, I'm like, man, they're really giving it their all. They're trying to do these stories.
And that's good. But
I'm like, this dude is Vince McMahon without sexual assault allegations. These are a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
They are true.
Sasha and Naomi made the right call. We will never walk that back.
But these tag titles.
And now Mercedes is going to do what Jesse has already put out there on the internet. She's going to come back, win this title, not beat Toni Storm, and make this division useless. Anyway, go ahead, Jesse. You were saying?
like she did before.
And
yeah,
by the way,
except as the
I
champions.
can't even blame the women's tag teams because they're trying.
Well, no, Jesse. Jesse, let's just talk about. Let's just shoot from the hip for 2 seconds. Watch the match. They're trying. They're doing their damnedest.
Really
but when you're given chicken shit and not even given the chance to make chicken salad, guess what you're left with? Chicken shit. I mean.
Well, at least
God's sake. Is there any more division?
At least they had a 10-minute match
in wrestling. Is there any more division that the promoter gives less a shit about than the AEW women's tag titles?
I would probably say NWA's mid-card, but...
ROH?
Well...
Oh.
I said...
Oh, did I say that?
I said wrestling companies.
Oh!
Ring of Honor became.
All right.
Don't insult the greatness of Ring of Honor by still calling it a wrestling company.
Oh, that's funny.
What little thing he does on the side.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
It's true.
You needed Mr. Vert to come in there and actually get you some ticket sales.
I grabbed some crusty. Next match.
That's basically it.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, that was done with the pre-show.
No, there's one more.
The tag match.
No. This is on the pre-show.
This is on the pre-show. We opened with Ricochet.
No.
Really?
No. We opened with Ricochet.
It says still. This was a main event.
Nope.
It was on.
The pre-show.
On the
main event of the pre-show.
Yeah. So it was the Young Bucks.
It's the Young Bucks against the Don Callis family getting the win with Okada.
They were on the main card. When the hell did that happen?
There's not the pre-show on this one, so maybe.
First of all, it's 7 years too late. They should always be on the pre-show. Number 2. Finally.
They teased.
Finally. So we do the match.
But Don Callis was also feuding with the Death Riders.
The Don Callis finally is feuding with
Okada and Takeshita were feuding against each other.
Right. So finally, after we do the match, by the way. Finally. We get Takeshita saying "fuck you" to Okada.
Oh, actually, no, Jesse. This is correct. According to the 434, our friends on Facebook, the AEW Dynasty did kick off with this tag match.
Yep.
This started on the pre-show, though. I'm pretty sure it did.
Well, maybe it
It probably led into the show.
Probably because Tony's done that the last 9 pay-per-views.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So...
And that's okay to do. It's just the Young Bucks.
This is not a bad match. I'm not getting at that. I am going to get at two things, though.
Okay.
This dude is the worst booker in the world.
We've already had the match between these two guys.
I'm sorry, Sickos.
Why are they teasing it again?
It's not even that.
Because
this is Takeshita. This is Okada. Mm-hmm. You want to talk to me about Triple H or TKO? Yes, it's TKO fucking up Cody and Randy.
Yep.
Not. All Triple H was going to rely on was the 20 years.
Yeah.
That's all he needed. And then you let those
TKO added a phone call, and all of a sudden the whole world went to shit.
So it has nothing to do with Triple H. This motherfucker for a year and a half, maybe 2 years this feud.
Yeah.
This is all we've gotten from this.
And a match that happened in the semifinals.
Right. Where they were all of a sudden shaky buddy again because they're still in the same fucking faction.
Together.
And then we needed Kyle Fletcher to come in, and now Kyle Fletcher's out.
Oh, here's what's fucking worse. Through all that, for 5 months of this feud, when you really could have kicked it off, this man was IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, he was. You had a story built in that Okada could have looked at him and said, I used to have that a lot, but when I had it, it mattered. It's almost like that could have kicked off the whole fucking feud.
I'm going to piss off Sickos.
And that would have been great.
I don't want to hear WWE fans chant that they want Vince back because somebody just made a great fucking video of 2019. It's just stop it. You're lying, stop it. But he's a better fucking booker in 2019.
How many times have I told people? If Vince comes back, Maxine Dupree is in a thong next fucking Monday.
She's doing special referee matches half naked and she's fired in 6 months.
Yep.
Let's be real.
No, Jesse, 6 months for a blonde, that's too long for Vince.
You're right, 3 months. So here's the thing.
And she might get pooped on.
Yeah.
Literally.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're accurate. So
you're not wrong.
You're not fucking wrong.
I know.
So here's the thing. It's funny because in this match, you know who I'm not gonna give any shit to? The Young Bucks.
It's funny. It's funny.
Well, during the match, they had a new member because he dressed up like the Young Bucks.
But that's a part of the fucking.
But that was funny.
That was funny, but it's still a part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Because it's you've been doing this fucking feud for over a year now.
Yeah.
And you have fucking dropped the ball on it at least 10 times.
Well, but to be fair, Jesse, he's only brought it up 10 times. It's not like this was a weekly occurring thing. The Bucks would go home for 3 months.
By the way, can I tell something else at you to make why this fucking feud's been so bad?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know where the big blowout should happen? It's still fucking 4 months away! So I still have to sit through 4 months of bad booking to get to the actual blow-off!
Yep.
It's like being a Jet fan. Well, I am a Jet fan. It's like being a Jet fan watching wrestling, which is painful. Which is really painful.
You have to wait 4 months for the payoff, and the payoff is a shit home game where you get blown out by 50.
I don't want to hear a Leeds person in the UK tell me that Leeds isn't good. Nah.
So do you really think they're gonna wait until
Dynasty? All in?
Absolutely, yeah.
They're gonna wait for this.
Absolutely.
Tony Khan, the times that we've seen him have the ability to wait for the big shows, he still fucks it up. But the times that we've seen him wait, he'll wait for Wembley. He'll wait a long, long, long time for Wembley. Trust me, he's like the song In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. It's just gonna keep on going, and you're finally gonna be like, well, it's been the same fucking chorus for the last 13 minutes, but alright.
That's true.
And I love that song too, by the way.
It's the song that will never end.
That's a good song. But I mean, no.
No point to it.
No. Jesse is 1,000% right. And Leroy, let me explain to you. These two guys have just randomly been eyeing each other because, and I'm not joking, because at one point, a random Japanese guy got put in the group, Okada, and they already had a Japanese guy, so they've been fighting for the supremacy of who's the Asian in the group.
And that's pretty sad.
Basically what the basis of this whole thing has been. It hasn't even been the jealousy thing they've tried to point out, because the only jealousy that they've tried to sell me was Kyle Fletcher going, yeah, you're right. Proto-Kata was not before Proto-Shida. And I'm like, you didn't win tag titles together. You didn't have matches together. Why are we talking about two non-existent tag teams that have existed solely in promos?
Yeah.
Like I said, this whole feud wasn't even based off what Jesse told us, which is for 4 months, one was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and all Okada had to do was sit there and be like, you know, when I had that, it meant something. Say it in Japanese, translate, who gives a shit? But no, Leroy, it's literally been, oops, we got 2 Asians in the group, we can't have that. It's literally why this whole feud exists. Because hold on. The sickos are going to be looking at you and say, well, Takeshita is jealous of the legend of Okada. I'm like, really? Where and when was that explained?
That's never
Where
happened.
and when was that said?
That never happened.
Where and when was I shown that Okada made fun of the new boy? The new young boy? Oh, wait, it never happened.
It never happened. Once again, their fantasy booking is better than what's actually happening.
Yes, because their fantasy booking is actually making sense.
That's true. That is true.
Like I said, I watched this and I literally went, it's funny. Yes, I'm going to criticize a part of this match and its stories.
And it's not even the Young
For the
Bucks.
first time in a long time, it has nothing to do with the Young Bucks.
Because unfortunately, right, all they did was exactly what we expected.
What they've done for like 20 plus years, yeah.
But B,
Do all their moves.
but B,
get their shit in.
But B, it wasn't even the most egregious thing in the fucking match.
Yeah, it was a 19-minute match.
And by the way, if you want to criticize the Bucks for anything, it's this. We got to see your same bullshit with 2 of arguably the greatest workers on the planet on the other side. But you know what? Again, you guys actually get a pass for how dumb shit this freaking story was.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Next up.
You know what's worse? The next match.
Ugh.
It could be. Your favorite guy, Ricochet.
We're going to pause on wrestling for a second. Bro, there is no goddamn way that you are so dense in the head and you have never in your life watched a moment of, not wrestling, but real life, that you cannot properly read the room and understand that your answer during the scrum at the end of this, which is, well, we have a policy in place and there will be there will be repercussions if he does anything again. I don't think he will have anything come. I'm like, why did it happen in the first place? Why did it take 3 days and his buddy to tell him to take it down? Where the fuck was your ass?
We didn't do a show last week. I'm trying to remember. 2 weeks ago, I told you.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Sir,
Yes.
I told you.
Yes.
So where's the outrage?
Nowhere.
If this was WWE, we wouldn't. No one would hear the fucking end of it.
You all got on Brock, and I'm like, look, what Brock was accused of, I have no respect for. But if he's back, and oh, by the way, the official reports came out, he was exonerated by the courts.
Let me be clear. Two things when it comes to. There are 2 different situations. Now, what Brock was accused of was more abhorrent.
Yep.
But if Brock did some shit like this online, I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what relationship you think WWE has with Trump. There's no way Triple H and Nick Khan are like, love you, you're suspended. That's crazy. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're suspended, Brock.
Yeah.
Now, yes, we're gonna pay you because you're an asshole, but you're suspended. Yeah. But like, I said 1 week, and by the way, he's gonna give you some bullshit about he wasn't booked, and then he's just gonna be back, and he has been.
No, hold on. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring for 2 seconds. I told you like I told the world. Ricochet wasn't being punished. Tony Khan never had him booked for that show, because remember, that was the episode where the follow-up was so fucking awful of the pay-per-view, and I'm like, because that's how Tony booked it. Because nothing... One thing I will say as a positive is nothing ever happens without a reason for it. The problem is, that reason is Tony Khan's a fucking moron. Ricochet's just back on TV, and you know what the worst part about this is? There's an argument to be made, Jesse.
Yeah.
He's capitalizing on the hate.
Oh, yeah, he didn't care. I don't think he gives a shit what Ricochet said there. I don't know. And here's the worst part. you had a chance. Not to even punish Ricochet. Don't give a fuck about all that because you weren't going to do it in the first place. You get Jericho back.
Mm-hmm.
And you beat Jericho in Canada?
In like 7 minutes. Leroy, how long was this match?
Let's see here. Well, the match was 14 minutes.
Yeah, most of that was Jericho's entrance. Did Judas play once or twice?
It doesn't matter. I laughed, and I literally went, "Hey Jericho, once again, buddy, I hope the money was worth it."
And you know what pissed me off the most was the people online being like, "And Jericho, he put a guy over," and I'm like,
he's been doing that in AEW this whole time.
what do you mean he put a guy over? This guy just lost a title. He hasn't come out and said, all right, now I want to move up to the world title because Tony realizes my main event is like 6 guys and I don't plan on building any star anytime soon. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 5 guys because I took one of them away entirely and Adam Page hasn't been seen since. Which, by the way, I find it very funny that Tony has actually decided to keep Hangman away for a minute, and people are like, well, it's the injuries, they're playing that up, and I'm like, that man faced Swerve and was on the next fucking Dynamite.
Yes, he was. Here's the thing. To give Jericho credit, he put over the mascot.
Orange Cassidy.
He put over Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Tony did nothing with it. He tried to put over Sammy Guevara. Tony did nothing with it. Like, he's been putting people over since he's been in AEW.
Right.
So that
the one time he shouldn't have.
Right.
He did it, and it's to the single most unlikable fuckhead on the planet.
By the way, one of the worst finishes to a wrestling match I've seen this year. Yeah. The end of this match was fucking awful.
It fell flat. Flatter than the ring.
Listen, I had given him credit at the minimum for the heel turn and some of the heel work.
Yeah.
It's annoying now. Because
he hasn't evolved. There's nothing new to it.
Correct.
It's the same shit he was doing 6 months ago.
The problem with... So some people would play, well, you guys no one ever says the shit goes to WWE like Gunther. Here's the thing, for certain villains, Gunther, and by the way, he actually has evolved a lot in 3 years.
Yeah.
But for Gunther, if he was just a one-note villain, it would make all the sense. He's a former villain.
Yeah.
But he actually has evolved quite a fucking bit, especially after losing to Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Well, what about Brock? I'm like, Brock's Brock.
Why are we questioning Brock 30 years into Brock?
I'm like, Brock has been Brock since 2002, motherfucker.
So I don't know what.
Will never change.
25 years, and you're still questioning Brock?
What about the guy running fuck creative right now? I'm like, listen, I hated the Reign of Terror more than anyone else. That motherfucker evolved his character constantly. That's probably why when he was creative in NXT Black and Gold, it was so good because he understood that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ricochet.
You're the same annoying fuckhead you were 6 months ago.
Just put on a Puma mask, man. Just something. Bring Puma back. Like, I'll take that. Puma as a heel in this company with the GOA speaking. I'll take it. Because I prefer them.
He can't be any worse than what he's doing.
Plus, they're Samoans, so at least, they feel intimidating. It's
true.
I'm over Ricochet at this point. So, yeah, this was not a good... These two were not good starts to the fucking pay-per-view. Next match.
All right. And this is fucking stupid. But they had the winner of this next match will receive a World Championship match scheduled for Dynamite Spring Break.
No. I'm going to speak first because all I thought of was you. Because you're the first guy who went on a podcast that I heard that was like, the hottest guy you have is Andrade and you're doing shit with it.
So the first thing I want to say, best match of the night.
April 15th, they get a title shot.
Best.
Darby Allin.
Yeah, it's him.
Beat Andrade. He's got a title match during the week on a Dynamite.
But before we speak about those issues, I do want to say, best match on the card by a long shot.
Yeah.
Number 2, Andrade's doing fucking phenomenal work. Listen, is
he happy?
Well, yeah, he clearly is. But this is the one guy, and now, like I said, there was probably clearly some personal shit going on too. He really was not helping himself in his last WWE run. But he is the one guy I'm like, if you want to say WWE came out and dropped the ball, it is Andrade, because this dude is on fucking fire right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're done with the positives.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Darby Allin wins. I literally said to myself, they're going to put this title on him on Wednesday, aren't they? One, because it's WrestleMania week, so he's thinking, I'm going to steal the highlights away from WrestleMania. If WrestleMania, if even 4 each night matches are really good, you steal nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Number 2, he's going to do it because, well, we're 2 years into this guy's supposed to be a pillar, and one of the young guys is supposed to win a title, so we're probably going to finally do it. And then, number 3, fuck, he's going to win the title, so I actually got to look at him every week.
You really think, and I'm being serious, you really think that MJF has done all this work, all this press, all this hype, and he's going to drop the belt for 4 months in?
Not his fucking company. He has said this before. Not his fucking company. He takes the checks from it. He does not mind helping it. Not his fucking company.
He's getting paid quite well.
He's getting paid very well.
He's one of the few people that I can actually look at and say, well, you know what? I can't fault you because you're out of it.
If they do that on the 15th, I'm going to laugh.
I'm going to cry.
Well, that's I'll
because
laugh.
The only guy that you had a shot with, who you haven't taken all the juice out of
Not
the orange.
yet, anyway. You're getting close.
The one guy you had left to build something out of, and you're just like 4 months, long enough. Let's play hot potato again. Oh, but wait, Jesse. Everyone hated the hot potato when it was Triple H and an Undertaker and Rock for the Intercontinental title and the Attitude Era and blah 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 blah. Fuck off. Stars.
By the way, while establishing their mid card, different situation.
Instead of doing it, they could wait for their next pay per view, right?
Or right, like I told people, or worst case scenario. It's like, what if the title isn't even worst case scenario? Is we get this stupid double DQ thing, he just wants out the pay per view anyway.
Or I don't know, Jesse. What was one of the greatest moments of the last? Actually, of this whole century in wrestling, whether people want to admit it or not, it was when Jay Briscoe, may he rest in peace, looked Jay Lethal in the face and was like, "You know what I never got, boy?
Yeah.
My rematch."
Yeah. This is gonna be fucking awful either way. It's not gonna be good.
This is gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
we're going back to the 500s in the ratings pretty damn quick.
Well, unfortunately, Jesse, we're gonna go back in the ratings because guess what? Your ratings spiked around the time that a certain someone became world champion.
Correct.
So now let's go to a guy who's been here for 7 years. The fans have clearly shown they have a morbid curiosity of, has never been a ratings draw, and that's your world champion. Okay, cool. Next.
Yeah, they're maybe trying.
Well, best match. I will say best match of the night.
Bar wasn't high.
That's true.
So, Jesse, so far the bar has been Jack Perry and the Young Bucks.
So the bar is about...
Forget anything else that happened with them.
So the bar is about right here.
It's not great, to be fair. But
I might be lower, but I think it's about right there, right?
It was the match was fantastic.
For those of you wondering, Leroy currently has his hand below our table.
Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah, it's about a blowjob. Right?
It ain't there yet. All right, next up is the men's tag team championship, where FTR does retain over
What in the fuck are we doing? They lost?
We thought they were going to win. What the
So
hell?
did everybody! And everyone's like, see? A swerve. I'm like, a swerve no one wanted.
It's true.
Here's the fun thing. Now that I know I'm right. Hey, Leroy, really quick.
Yeah.
Can you tell Zach and the audience how long this match technically took?
The match on there says 21 minutes and 10 seconds.
I timed it out at 21 minutes in how many seconds again?
10.
This morning I literally went, well, thank you for wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
For almost a half an hour.
But hey, to quote someone we all know, it was a great worked match.
Maybe.
There's no one in this tag division to challenge them.
Nope.
Like, this was your chance.
Mm-hmm.
There's no... Leroy, we're talking...
Private Party's hurt again.
Right. So we're talking mid-teens WWE now with this tag division. There is nobody to fucking challenge these guys.
No, there's not.
And do you know what crept into my mind earlier this afternoon before you guys came in, Zach?
What would that be?
And I should have mentioned it to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting to do them and the Bucks one last fucking time.
Which we just did.
And we don't want it.
Oh.
Again.
I'm like, we're going to do this again. I'm like, this shit is awful.
I would have just preferred if you were truly Vince from the 20 teens. I would have just preferred you put it on Konosuke and Okada and made them fight each other while they were the tag champions.
Oh, like Vince did Eddie and Ray.
Yeah, because that at least would have been interesting.
That was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I man, listen. The match. This is the second match of the night. I think I will say usually their pay-per-view match stuff is pretty high. Not on this fucking card, but yeah, when FTR, the final 5 minutes, I was just like, oh no, holy shit. And then you listen to the crowd and I'm like, good luck to that main event, bro. The crowd was done.
Yep. Why this went on so early? You'll never.
The crowd was like, "Oh, well, fuck you too." Cool.
That could have been on.
Because everyone was expecting the Canadian Heroes to win here.
Yeah. Instead, the guys from North Carolina did.
No point.
I don't know what are you doing with your tag division?
Absolutely nothing.
There's no fucking teams in this division to challenge.
Well, they're going to give them to the.
It's actually.
They're going to give it to the Young Bucks.
Funny enough, it's the same problem you currently have with Swerve does not finish his feud in your fucking main event scene.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone to challenge your guy. What are you doing?
He has no idea.
That's
the problem. He does, and the idea sucks.
I keep talking.
Okay.
It's the one thing I can give WWE despite the terrible builds. Cody loses, there's a lot of guys that can now challenge Randy Orton.
Oh, absolutely.
Cody retains some fucking how. There's a lot of guys that can challenge Cody.
That's true.
CM Punk retains. There's actually a decent amount of guys on Raw to challenge him. Roman Reigns becomes a part-time champion. There's a lot of guys that can challenge him. Give WWE their flowers on that much through the last 7 months. Even if the builds aren't great.
Yeah.
In AEW, you're like, bro, where the fuck are the challengers here soon that are believable? What gets me hooked to even fucking watch this show anymore?
Wait, I just realized something. He might not even do the Bucks. He might do the newly formed, reunited, fucking Acclaimed. He might just go with that again.
The thing he should have did like 5 years ago?
No, he did it and then he shit on it because, again, as I've tried to explain to people who just want to take Tony's side on everything, he didn't know what to do because they got over.
On their own.
Yeah.
So
he sat in a room.
They're back together?
Yeah. He sat in a room.
By the way, if he had balls, he would do the Outrunners, but he doesn't.
Bro, has any tag team cooled off more than those guys?
He didn't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ!
Like you really could. If you wanted to bring in a whole new audience, you would have just rolled those dudes to the wheel fall off. Because Vince probably would have like, you know what? Let me see if I can.
Well, because they were merch sellers for like a minute.
And I can get old school fans who watched in the '80s like Leroy to be like, "Yo, the Outrunner dudes are fucking awesome. Let me watch this show."
And now they're just on Collision every week doing random ass shit.
I get a feeling that somebody else looked at Tony or looked at the TV and just said, "You are cursed," and well, he's fucked.
Well, because my cousin texted me before I watched it this morning. He was like, "I got a question for you. Which tag team division is worse right now? Is it AEW's or is it SmackDown?" I'm like, "Well, here's the thing for SmackDown now." Because I was honest with them. I'm like, to be fair, they did a shit job with the Wyatt 6 and the MFTs. There's no excusing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no fucking excusing that. And then, like, to cut the Wyatt promo, which was very fucking good if you go find it on X/Twitter. on a 3-hour show where you probably needed something like that for those fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no excuse there.
I'll never understand why the MFTs and the Wyatts don't have a
WrestleMania
match.
Even if it's just Howdy and fucking Solo, why doesn't Solo have a WrestleMania match yet? It's crazy.
Right.
But like I told him though in that text, I'm like, regardless of what happens in this match when I watch it, SmackDown's still in a better spot because there's still believable teams on SmackDown that can win those titles.
At any point, is there anyone? Even in the short...
You don't have to name them. People can think of them.
There's like 3 of them right off the bat.
Even in the short time they've been there, no one doesn't believe that the Motor City Machine Guns can't just walk out there and be the best tag team in the world.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, in AEW, nope, there's no one like that. There's literally no one like that. It is a fucking joke.
That's sad.
Next match.
And people would just tell you were wrong. All right. Next up is they had to crown a new AEW TNT championship because of an unfortunate injury to the champion.
All you. I have nothing. And the only positive thing I want to say is congratulations to Kevin Knight, young black champion. I hope you get your due. That's it. You go ahead.
Kevin Knight.
You mean the guy who lost 24 hours prior?
Exactly. Go ahead.
And
I'm going to let you go.
Guys,
he did
pin
Daniel Garcia.
Fuck
Who
Daniel
gives a
Garcia.
fuck?
Daniel Garcia hasn't been good since Terminus was still a thing.
I know, he looks up in the lights.
No, you know what? Let's give Daniel Garcia his credit. You are now the Albert Hainsworth of pro wrestling. Congratulations. Got paid all that fucking money to just be nothing. Good job, buddy. You go ahead, man.
God.
Do
you realize that even in the modern era where guys' contracts are up to 150 now as a minimum, that guy is still ranked on every list as the #1 most pathetic signing of all time.
That dude had a decent half year the first year, got suspended the second year for a fucking full year, got hurt the third year, by the fourth year they cut him and ate the money. Dog shit. There you go, Daniel. That's why you should have went to the NXT.
Kyle Fletcher got hurt because Tony had to show everyone that he could still reunite with his United Empire brother.
Yep.
He got hurt in a meaningless fucking spot, in a meaningless fucking match. He's supposed to be a guy you're elevating. We have no talks on what the injury is. We have no idea if he's coming back at any given point.
Apparently undisclosed time of when he'll be back.
All of this for what?
He likes to say that a lot.
For what?
Well, they really don't know the severity of the injury, I guess.
But
they would now, but at the time they don't know.
But all of that, all for the fact that I'm sitting there being like, Tony, you and I'm gonna take the wrestler's approach here. I'm gonna go home for a couple of weeks, and you're still gonna send me my check. And when he says why, I'll be like, Tony, the fact that Kyle Fletcher wrestled that tag team match not only was stupid booking, but it made no fucking sense in anyone's world of logic when it comes to pro wrestling. And now we don't have one of our biggest stars.
Hey, Cody.
Hey.
There's no way he still watches AEW.
You know what? I have a great comment if a wrestler asks, I'm going to leave and go home. Why? I'd be like, Keith Lee, and just walk away.
There's no way.
Because Keith Lee's still at home.
This is how I know Cody will be a great politician and he's lying. There's no way he watches AEW because if he saw everything he tried to do with that title and sees it since he left, he'd be fucking furious.
Leroy?
Sell off the stock. Yes.
I didn't want to do it.
Yes.
Please look up the history of the TNT Championship.
Brody Lee passed away being one of the last best champions.
Yeah.
Of this title.
Yeah.
And
now you ruined the career of Kevin Knight by giving him this fucking belt.
I won't go that far, but I will say this:
he's either going to get hurt or he's going to be booked into oblivion. There is no good in this championship.
First of all, I'm happy because I'm happy for a young black dude who's been working his ass off.
Never gonna say.
Oh, by the way, to the sickos, he was never in WWE. So what the fuck are you talking about? They were like, drop the ball. And this guy, he was a squash opponent.
Were Maddie and Nick ever in WWE?
They were squash opponents.
Once, yeah.
Otherwise, that doesn't count. I will never count that on you. Yes, what Nia Jackson was fucking hilarious, but I'm just like, Britt Baker was actually never in WWE. Right. So, like, congratulations to Kevin. I really hope they treat you better. I don't believe in your boss.
Right.
He's capable.
Oh, like, absolutely.
Like, you could do the open challenge thing with Kevin, and it works. But I don't have any fucking faith in Tony Khan on that.
Leroy, it's a simple Wikipedia search.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, he's looking for it.
Since Cody.
Cody was number 1.
No.
Well, no, since his second. Yeah, second.
Since Cody's last reign.
Yeah. Yes.
Read them off.
Since Cody last reign. Cody, we had Sammy Guevara.
Boy, that was fucking meaningless.
He was the intern, and then he was the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio Sky.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Sammy Guevara. Scorpio Sky. I'm not reading it dumb.
No, you're fine.
Just so that everybody know it. That's the way it is. Wardlow.
Oh, yeah.
When we thought it was going to be meaningful.
Yeah.
It was the last time, I think.
Samoa Joe.
He tried. But man, they gave him no time.
Well, they just gave him nobody to work with.
Yeah. He did 46 days.
Yeah.
That was his first reign.
Yeah.
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Then Samoa Joe.
Wardlow. They played hot potato with this thing like it
was
a fucking trinket.
Wardlow, he had it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Right? God.
And then Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
Boy, that worked out well. Oh, by the way, folks, he is now a part of WrestleMania season. Got a nice little time slot, and now people can't wait for the SmackDown after WrestleMania because they're going to feature him every week now.
And he seems to be trying to Solo's trying to recruit him to the NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wardlow again.
Yeah.
Luchasaurus.
That was an unfortunate situation.
He had the title.
Yeah, but that was an unfortunate. That started his injury, though. It was with the lungs, wasn't it?
He had 98 days. Well, him and Christian Cage.
Oh, yeah.
That
was the last time that this was interesting because Christian was actually making it worthwhile.
Yeah. Then Adam Copeland, the Cope Man, had it for a day.
Yep.
Christian Cage.
Yep.
Then Adam Copeland.
Mm-hmm.
And then our favorite guy that I ever get is Vacated. He wins it a lot. Jack Perry. Daniel Garcia. Adam Cole, baby.
That's an unfortunate ending.
Oh, and then this other guy again, Vacated. Again. Mm-hmm. Dustin Rhodes.
The most meaningless fucking win.
Kyle Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
Tommaso Ciampa.
That one...
Thought it was going to be something special.
We had something there.
We had a little hope.
We had something.
11 days.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vacated for the third time again.
Mm-hmm.
And now Kevin Knight.
Good luck, Kevin Knight. What a lineage you got to follow there, buddy boy.
20 different people have held that title.
Oh my god, they've only been around for 6 fucking years.
And 20 people have held it.
Oh my god.
That's messed up.
So I think the Intercontinental Championship has a 30-plus year history.
Longer than that.
And it might be 40-plus year.
Wasn't it 19... Leroy, that first match in Brazil, Pat Patterson, was that in the 70s?
I believe so.
Okay.
But to be fair,
yeah,
and to give Vince a shit ton of credit, which I don't like to do, but it's sometimes you just got to give people credit where it's due.
September 1st, 1979.
Okay,
yeah.
So actually, that title is as old as my mother.
Yeah.
It's older. It's old.
So it's one of those things where this title. Actually, it's older. It's younger than my mother, not by much. So I had to rethink that.
Yeah.
But it's when I think about the Intercontinental Championship, I think about how Vince would use it for the most part to see if a guy could be elevated to that main event scene, or if they were just a guy he could use for the upper mid card like Goldust for years, where Goldust was just not only was it a fantastical character, but Dustin was such a great worker. But you knew like Dustin's Goldust is not going to be WWE champion at any fucking point.
Yeah.
And by the way, Vince they kind of try to still use the Intercontinental Championship like that today, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Though, just do something with Sami Zayn at this point.
Sugar off the pot.
We got to get to that at some point. This title feels like pure fucking failure now. I respect what Cody was trying to do.
Yeah.
And when you get through him, and then you get through like, especially him and Brody Lee, you're like, it's a sad thing to say it was the golden age of the title.
Yeah.
Because when those two held it, especially Brody, you were like, boy, it's you like to get to the top of the AEW, you got to go through some main event style motherfuckers.
I'm not praying for it because I have been a fan of Kevin Knight from the moment he walked in, but you either get booked into oblivion or you're gonna get hurt. Unfortunately, that's the only way this title goes.
It's cursed.
And Danhausen never held it.
Well, Danhausen debuted in AEW with a broken fucking leg.
Yeah. All right, next match, please, Leroy.
All right, next up, let's see here. It was the AEW Women's World Champions with Thekla defeating Jamie Hayter.
Why?
Do you mind if I
Please.
start? Okay.
Please do.
Thekla, let me make this as clear as fucking possible. You are incredible.
Yep.
There's just like I knew you had it in you, but not, like for you to take it to this level has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know when Tony Storm comes back. They're gonna lean on you pretty damn heavy, and they're gonna need to.
Yeah.
You cannot show up drunk. Need to go puke out all the alcohol you fucking drank so you can do your match. I'm sorry. AEW, WWE, Japan does not. That's unprofessional. Be a fucking professional.
Drink after the match.
Drink after the fucking show. So apparently,
That's what Cody and Jay did.
what had fucking happened was, so during one of those last TV things, she was drunk as shit. So she was supposed to be a part of a match. They couldn't do it because she was drunk. Right? Thekla, you're pretty close to 30. And actually, I believe started in Japan when she's like 17. Most of them, unfortunately, do. Japan, different country, different laws, guys. Don't fucking look at me. But be a professional. You're going to be relied upon. You're a great performer. You got to be better than that. Now to the match. Hey, Jamie. Listen, Jamie. I adore you, my dear. I adore Jamie Hayter. She's gonna stick it out. Clearly, Hikaru Shida's gonna stick it out, and I give you ladies all the credit in the world for trying.
You're really watching your 3 former Japanese cohorts doing the shit they're doing in WWE, and this is still worth it?
I'm gonna just throw out once again to these two. Do you see Blake Monroe? Do you see Jordan Grace?
They're doing all right.
They're pretty good.
Jordan's back from injury.
Jordan's back from injury. Doing pretty good. Had a World Championship match already. Doing pretty good.
Thank you.
I'm going high register.
I'm
Doing
glad.
pretty good.
I'm glad my girl's doing okay.
Doing pretty good.
Thekla's 32.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, she's still young.
To Jamie Hayter, to Hikaru Shida. You do not have to suffer for this man.
You don't need to do this.
Don't Britt Baker yourselves, please.
Still waiting for her to show up.
Does Jamie Hayter really think that WWE wouldn't treat her with the utmost respect as long as you put in the work?
They would adore her.
I'm sorry, but the crop of women that came in shortly after Jordan Grace got there and they moved all the other women up, a lot of people, including Jesse, was like, man, I don't know. There's a lot of same here.
Yeah.
They've all done phenomenal.
Listen, they've all started to stretch themselves from each other, create really different characters, and it works really well.
It's also funny when you've got Vince Russo, you've got Dave Meltzer, you've got everyone saying that the possible best women's wrestler potentially in the future is currently in NXT.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man.
Jamie, you should have left the moment you found out when your debut
Your return?
When your return was
on the pre-show? Looking like Team Becky Lynch?
Everyone thought it was... I thought it was Becky!
Listen, Becky's not long for WWE. So
No.
You're talking about, because they're probably going to move Soruka up.
I still think JC's coming up.
I think JC's for sure coming up. They got to see if she can sink or swim.
Yeah.
But
she seems confident this time around.
And I will say this much for someone like Jamie Hayter. The rotation for the women is really good. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens because I believe Zoe Stark is just about cleared now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the rotation
I believe so,
look
yes.
like in WWE. But even if it's not WWE for Jamie Hayter, why not? Why? I mean, listen.
But seriously, can I just say it?
Go make a run at TNA.
Seriously. Is NXT looked at so poorly right now by the people inside the industry? Even though it's run by... Leroy, who's it run by?
By what?
Who's NXT run by?
Shawn Michaels.
The best fucking professional wrestler to ever exist.
And he has a good array of people with him, working with him down there as coaches.
Best, listen, there is no Mount Rushmore of wrestling where if you don't put him on, if his face is not on your Mount Rushmore, you can't talk pro wrestling. There's not a man who has not been copied more in the last 30 years than Shawn Michaels.
MJF.
And if they put him up, I hope they get his eye right. So.
MJF,
way off to the side.
MJF said it himself.
Oh, shit.
Shawn was better than Brett.
Hey Brett, can you stop with some of this shit? By the way, I thought you guys were past the shit. You gotta stop this shit.
The sad part about it is, Jesse, and not to get on a WWE tangent, but the sad part about that is that what I've learned is that Bret Hart unfortunately got into a business and didn't realize what the real point of it was. The point of it was to be entertaining on top of being athletic. And the reason that Vince kept you around was because Vince realized, oops, I need to pander a little bit to the wrestling side of things. Because unfortunately, I've never wanted a wrestling company, but that's what I have. And Shawn was always willing to do business in the entertaining side of things that Bret was never going to do. Unfortunately to Bret the Hitman Hart, I will say it because I've been saying it for years, the sport that you got into was never exactly what you thought it was. And yes, I will never take away from how good Bret the Hitman Hart was in ring. But you were never going to make it long term being the sports-based guy. Shawn was always better than you. All your matches. Don't ever say again that you carried Shawn Michaels in any of those matches. Because Shawn tit for tat was wrestling with you. Don't do that.
Bret Hart, one of the greatest technical wrestlers to get in that ring.
Yes. But how many technical wrestlers got to the top of the business?
But
Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero.
Shawn.
Yeah, but those guys aren't considered top tier.
No.
Eddie Guerrero isn't considered.
No. I have never. Eddie's the outlier.
Sure.
Yes.
Eddie's an outlier because remember, Jesse, Eddie is the exception that proves the rule. We all know Eddie could do anything. We knew that. But Chris, we all knew wasn't the best promo.
He got better before he killed his family.
But
I'm not trying to talk about it.
Blame the doctor. Blame the doctor, but yes.
Oh, no, I blame pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels, from post to pillar, no matter what he did in the ring, he was way better than anybody.
And so we just went on a 5-minute thing about how great he was. So Jesse, why is it internally looked at as a demotion to go work with that guy for 6 months?
I don't know.
What the hell is wrong with the wrestling business? I couldn't be an agent in the wrestling business because I'd have so many clients looking at me being like, man, I don't want to do NXT. I'm like, why?
Right.
What do you mean you don't want to do NXT?
I just.
We seriously need to do a deep dive into the psychological issue in the wrestling business right now. Because, Jesse, it's becoming apparently horrible.
I gotta be honest. Hikaru Shida wouldn't need it.
But I'm not saying... No, Jesse. But this isn't for Hikaru. Hikaru would go right up and just keep doing what she's been doing. But Jamie, in my opinion, would need it for a minute because she's never learned how to work American style.
Right.
Jamie would need it for a minute.
It's all with WWE. It's just about working the cameras. That's it.
Jordan Grace knew she took a pay cut.
Right.
For what, 6 months?
Right.
For 6 months, she and the hubby had to cut back on what? The fancy caviar versus the fucking store-bought caviar?
Oh, we have to miss one trip to Japan this year.
Jesus Christ on a cracker.
Like, not the worst thing in the world.
And now Jordan's up there making real money.
Doing great. Like, doing great.
Oh, my God.
I just...
What is wrong with this... You know, what is wrong with the wrestling people that think NXT is so wrong?
I do not understand the underusage of Jamie Hayter. Why?
Especially considering she broke her back trying to help your division.
Who did she say fuck you to back then?
I don't know. Mercedes?
Well, fuck her. She'll be fine.
Well, Jesse, that's the only way to get a decent promo out.
Mercedes Monet.
That's still the worst segment I've ever seen in my entire life.
It really is pretty bad. Thekla, great. No more fucking drinking like that. Jamie, listen. Consider all options is what I'm saying.
Tony will pay you to sit at home and rest up. You could literally fake an injury and Tony's not going to do anything about it.
She's probably one of the few. I think if she asked for her release, she would get it.
Yeah.
At this point.
He has no plans for her.
He clearly has no plans.
Except to bring her back randomly for this shit.
By the way, and I'm tired of talking about, at some point, we're going to try to get Britt. Let Britt go.
Let her go.
Let her go.
She clearly doesn't want to do this.
Right.
Even if WWE doesn't work out, at least she's not sitting in the wind doing nothing.
I just let her go, bro.
Next match, Leroy.
I'm just looking up who's working down as coaches in NXT. I would be ecstatic to be down.
Let's see. You have Robbie. I can't remember the last name, but Robbie, who's like one of the great British strong style
Robbie
guys.
Brookside.
Thank you. I'm so sorry that I forgot
That's
that.
okay.
Terry
Terry
Taylor.
Taylor.
Oh God.
Norman Smiley.
Norman
Gotta
Smiley. I know you got A-Train down there. Shawn Michaels.
Well, A-Train's running it.
Sarah
Armano. And it was Matt Bloom.
Molly Holly.
And Matt Bloom. Once I heard Molly Holly was there, I'm like, how does any female not want to go there?
AJ Styles now in the future part-time. Like, I don't... How do you not want to go to NXT?
Oh, yeah, Steve Carino.
Oh, Serena Deeb's is down there.
And Serena Deeb's down there.
Is she down there now?
Yeah.
Scott Garland.
When did they sign? Well, no. Didn't Serena leave and then go wrestle in AEW?
Oh, yeah.
Serena's a former coach.
No. She's down there. I think she's down there now. He's on the page.
The current talent development team?
Yeah, so.
Okay. All right.
There's everybody here.
No, that seems off because she's wrestling in AEW, isn't she?
Well, she was.
Fuck. You might have to look that up real quick to see if that's active. You might have to Wikipedia Serena Deeb to see if she's actually there.
I'm looking to see when this was. Doesn't even. This is from WWE.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is you might have to Wikipedia it quick.
Yeah, to see
if that's active, because that does feel off.
Shawn Michaels, VP of Talent, Booker T, AJ Styles.
And everybody is there, yeah.
Occasionally, Shayna Baszler, yeah, I knew that.
Johnny Moss.
Here we go, WWE.com.
Scott Garland.
Well, this is WWE.com, Meet the Coaches, but this is from 2018.
Right.
This is from 2018. Old. This is not updated. Because Sean's been there a lot longer. They just didn't announce.
Well, just the people they have down there, the people that are running.
Oh, Jesse, I apologize. We forgot. Your boy, your guy, the guy himself, Sean Spears, is a part-time coach.
Yes.
All right, hold on. So this is from This right here is from WWE.com, April 5th, 2026. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
New head coach and assistant head coach named for NXT WWE's developmental system. Sarah Del Rey.
Yeah.
Was, that's
Which is awesome.
That's Amamano.
Yes.
Matt Bloom, obviously. Matt and Sarah are the head coaches, basically.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it really talks about. Hold on. This was also published May 19th, 2015. This is the original article. Never mind. So, but anyway, no. All I'm saying is this: you've got Fit Finlay, you've got Robbie Brookside, you've got William Regal. What is wrong with that particular? Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. Did some of the wrestlers get hurt by the video WWE put out when William Regal was yelling about "get your footwork right" or "get the fuck out"? I'm sorry. Is hard coaching a problem these days?
Well, remember, JR tried to get on them about working cameras early on. I got pissed at him.
Well, Jesse, okay, Allison and I had this conversation the other night, and Willie and I had it recently again, because it just keeps coming up. There are certain sports, as great of an athlete as you are, I know you can't play another sport, because I know you can't be coached like that. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of NBA guys are like, I can go to the NBA or the NFL. I'm like, oh, you want to be coached like that?
A lot of guys in the NBA are soft.
You're going to let your position coach yell at you like that?
A lot of NBA guys are soft. There's no
Jesse,
shot.
the head coach doesn't have time to yell at you for a mistake. He's got to run the fucking game. So your position coach is going to walk over there and he's going to rip you a new asshole. And you know what the stars do? The coachable ones? They sit there and they take it.
Yes, they do.
They sit there and they realize, yep, made that mistake.
What was the old line? Bill Belichick only got away with coaching people a certain way
because he treated Tom Brady the same way.
Tom Brady the same fucking way. And I think it was Richard Seymour who originally said, when you see that dude who has already won MVPs and 3 Super Bowls take that kind of coaching, you're like, well, what the fuck can I say?
Well, Jesse, and then you got people being like, I could go do hockey. I'm like, do you know what those guys do? Do you know what they do every day? Do you know what coaches make them do?
I do love the NBA. I'm black. Of course, I love basketball. But most of it nowadays, I'm real about it, they're soft.
You can't get coached like that.
They're soft.
Jesse, they get coaches fired. You know who gets coaches fired in the NFL? A star player, but the team has to suck.
And the team has
if
to
the
suck.
team's winning, they don't fire the coach.
Well, unless you're the Chicago Bears.
Well, yeah.
They're not smart.
I don't know how the fuck you fire Lovie Smith after a 10-6 season. I know they didn't make the playoffs, but the team won 5 of the last 6 games. They almost made it. That shit was crazy to me.
But that's what I'm saying, Jesse, is that when you have success in the NFL, you're pissed as a star player if you don't like the head coach because you know you can't get him fired. So what I don't understand is, do wrestlers just not want good coaching? Or do they just think they know everything? This has got to be a problem.
I think it's the second part.
How in the hell do you look at NXT, Fit Finlay, William Regal, Shawn Michaels at the top, right. Matt Bloom, who no one will ever say was a main eventer, but will never accuse of not being a good worker.
Tony Larkin is down there. I get the current list on NXT.
Need I say more?
That right there.
Need I say more? And Jesse, you and I, who are nerds of wrestling, Robbie Brookside beat up some motherfuckers for a very long time.
You can learn from Robbie Brookside.
And,
you should do it.
And the other great former performer for WWE, Jazz, is down there too.
Yes!
Yeah, right. They just hired Jazz.
But
Jesse, I go back to that video. Remember how it ended? Was Matt Bloom looked at Bianca and said, that means you're coachable. Oh, Bianca's doing she did okay.
Fucking megastar.
She did fine.
Megastar. Yeah. And by the way, during the Vince era, never expected that.
But just Jesse,
Tyler Breeze is down there
Jesse,
too.
I gotta bring this up because
Tyler Breeze is a good guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's
Jesse,
down there.
Everything is lining up a certain way when I listen to guys like John Cena and AJ Styles talk in the last couple of months, but yet the fucking sickos and even some of talent are not listening to what's being said. What did AJ Styles get complimented by John Cena for? Perfection is when talent meets reps, which means AJ Styles has done the simple shit and the complicated shit 1,000 fucking times.
Right.
William Regal is telling you, footwork is everything. So if you are even 20 years in this business, maybe you should go do footwork drills for a couple of minutes so you can stay fresh.
To be fair, they also somehow seem to have gotten upset about the neck comments, which was fucking absurd because he was just speaking from fucking
personal experience.
Yeah.
Just watch Christian's feet, okay? He has some good feet.
I keep telling people, and maybe I should go watch The Miz, but I'm like, Christian never had a lot of leg injuries, and his matches are always crisp. Why? Go watch his feet. Mm-hmm. Dude is always on time, always on rhythm.
Yes.
Misses no fuck. Even now that he's almost 50, misses no beats.
And what I don't understand is that, Jesse, also, even Tom Brady, who was kind of overly obsessive about it, and yes, probably lost his family because of it, Jesse, he literally did a documentary where he was doing the same thing that a rookie quarterback would be doing in the offseason. A rookie quarterback who's like, oh boy, I'm a 7th rounder. I need this job because I don't have an education right now. I better watch as much film as possible. I better throw the same pass 500 times sitting in my backyard so I can get crisp. Meanwhile, Tom Brady's fucking doing it in year 15.
That was the one thing. It was like Tom was such a perfectionist. That's why the Patriots were like, wait, why would you need a number 1 receiver? If I get you a guy with speed I get you a guy who can run around and just get you 2 tight ends.
Before it all fell apart, do people forget? And Jesse will never let the Jets live this down. Do people forget that they beat the Jets, won the division, and won a Super Bowl with a former lacrosse player at fucking wide receiver?
I will never forget that because I like the Patriots. But it's just it's. I don't get the sickos.
I don't get the talent about NXT.
But it's the talent I don't understand.
How did David Finlay be like, well, I shouldn't need NXT? Okay, Royce Keys actually had a look and maybe could have passed for something. David, nothing against you, brother, but you were every other looking white boy on the roster at first.
Royce did the smart thing and was just like, yes, I would love to go straight to main roster, but I understand I have not learned to properly work TV.
So he took main event.
He took the NXT.
By the way, can we shut up about that ladder match at WrestleMania? Guys, they happened on main event. You can't pretend like WWE just invented it. They still did. Yes, it was kind of in a place no one watched.
It was so weird. Well, it was just the only weird part about it was they announced the participants instead of just waiting, letting people watch main event since they did set up the matches.
Yeah.
And then announced. That was really the only weird
part. But here's the thing. At least they happened.
They did actually do the tournament.
At least the thing happened.
And then Michael Cole had to announce it. I guess you guys can actually watch the matches that happened. Hey, fucking weird. Just do the announcements first, and then the next week announce everything.
Yeah.
But all that was just weird presentation. That's all that was.
But yeah, no, Jesse, Royce Keys seems to be the only person in the world who hasn't said a goddamn word about his current situation in WWE.
He's doing.
What about Ethan Page?
Jesse, his exact interview with Chris Van Vliet shortly after becoming NXT champion was, and I quote. And by the way, this goes for a lot of people in AEW who have long careers in this business. I've tried it my way, the Ethan Page way, for 18 years. You know where it got me? Unemployed, a green card, 2 kids moving to Michigan in our dream home, and I got to book 77 dates in order to pay the mortgage. You know what? And you know what happened before I started the 77 dates? Oh yeah, I got a call from these guys who've done nothing but make money for people for the last 50 years. And they were like, hey, we're looking to bring you in. And he was like, yeah?
Doesn't have to do 77 dates.
Sold the house in Michigan, moved right to Florida, pulled the kids out of school.
Makes more money now.
Makes more money. He's going to be brought up during WrestleMania Backlash season, and he'll be doing just fine.
Possibly, yes.
He'll be doing just fine.
You're going to finish these last 3 matches?
Yep.
And go on? All right. Next was the Continental Championship there. Jon Moxley defeat Will.
So the Continental Classic title, even when it's not the tournament, has a rule of no interference. So if you do the interference, the rule means nothing. If you don't do interference, that means Jon Moxley beat the guy who's trying to come after him clean!
Stupid. Just completely stupid.
I wouldn't even be mad about this match if it was the second or third match in their series. Will needed to come back and on the hot streak take the title. And now John needs to chase him.
Yeah, and that would work because they wanted John supposedly he's the baby face.
I don't know. Dude.
That's what they're trying. I know, that's what they're trying.
This whole thing of Jesse told me when we went to dinner the other night that it's a good thing we didn't have the show last week because he was going to go off on Jon Moxley being like, how the hell are you going to be a babyface for like 3.5 months and then turn around and have a babyface faction, which you've all been masquerading as, beat up the biggest babyface who just came back? Like this is the most convoluted. Like, when I saw that John won, I sat there and I said, well, okay, first of all, you should have never had the match this early. Yes. But second of all, what do you mean he won?
I saw that too, and I'm like, really?
So Will failed.
All this build-up.
For him to fail.
And nothing.
And then, of course, like Jesse said, the match starts with, I think it was 2 hidden blades in a row, and John still kicked out. So Jon Moxley, the stupid, idiot, fucking booker that he is, clearly is telling the whole world it's my shit or the highway. Tony barely either likes this shit or doesn't tell John what to do. But Jon Moxley needs this weird fucking persona that he thinks Stone Cold was, which is, well, Stone Cold was always unbeatable. He was unflappable. You had to do 10,000. You had to run him over with a car. Doing it for The Rock, of course. But, like,
he lost.
This idea that this Stone Cold cosplay loser, which is exactly what he's become, he thinks he's a badass, and he thinks every badass can kick out of everything, and nothing hurts him unless he's shot with a gun. Well, John, unfortunately, that's the only way your match is going to be interesting, is if a revolver gets brought in the ring and you get shot in the thigh.
Well, and anybody would argue that, well, Will beat him on Wednesday. Yeah, that wasn't a tag match.
That wasn't a tag team match in which you booked it wrong because they should have never touched.
Yep.
John should have ran from Will, and then Will should have... Who was the tag partner in that match? I forget. I think it was Danny Garcia. And then he should have just beat the shit out of Danny Garcia because nobody cares about the $1.5 million loser.
Yep.
Which I think is what Daniel's making now. But
something like that.
But who cares? He's overpaid.
But Stone Cold did lose.
I don't even know...
I don't know.
I don't even know if that's what John is trying to portray. But whatever he's trying to portray, it's this badass gimmick that doesn't make any sense. You're unbeatable, John. But you're not the champion. You're a fucking mid-card loser with a belt.
And then possibly in a couple of weeks, they're going to rewind and do this match again.
Yes!
Do it on a Dynamite, and he'll lose his title on a Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad when I'm saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Is you give this build up and he loses at the pay-per-view, but then you're going to give it to him on a Dynamite. It makes no sense.
I don't even know what John is thinking anymore. Because it's like...
He's not.
Because, no, see, Leroy, it's not even a joke in the sense of, he thinks that this is good television. He thinks that this is good, compelling, tough guy stuff. But it's not tough guy. I said to you when we were talking about the old Saturday shows, you knew when the finisher got hit, it was over.
Yes.
You knew it was over.
Oh, yeah.
After you watched for probably 6 weeks as a kid, you got the basics of, as soon as I see that finisher, the move that the guy tells me is his ender, it's over.
Like Jake Roberts' DDT.
Yeah.
Dude, he was done.
You weren't getting up.
Boom, you're done.
But unfortunately, Jon Moxley is kicking out of everything. And then he's going 17 minutes after he kicks out of everything.
Yeah, that was an 18-minute match. That's fucked up. Yeah, they're going to totally shit on this title eventually again.
Well, but it's just, Leroy, I don't remember. Like, because you know as well as I do, everything in wrestling is mimicking something that's already happened in wrestling. At least that's kind of the idea at this point.
It does, yeah.
I can't point to the guy where the matches are just sloppy bullshit jiu-jitsu and poor strikes and bad storytelling and then finishers out the ass, and the guy still kicks out, then he hits his own finisher, you kick out of that, and then he beats you with some random move.
And
this isn't wrestling what Jon Moxley's doing. If anything, it's fucking hobos rolling around in the street.
Yeah.
And I've seen better bum fights.
Yeah, bum fights are a lot better than them.
But
it makes no sense. It's and everybody.
You watch the highlights now. You watch the highlights. And by the way, what you're seeing from Jon Moxley, even in the highlights, they can't even edit it to make it look good for you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what do you mean Will Ospreay opened the match with his finisher and John won 18 minutes later? What do you fucking mean?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Saying it out loud doesn't make sense. And everyone's like, well, you have to watch the full 18 minutes for it to make sense. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have to do that.
No.
If you told me that Will Ospreay hit his finishing maneuver in the opening fucking 30 seconds
and lost,
and then lost 18 minutes later, I'd look at you and say that is the stupidest fucking idea in the world. Because Leroy, even in the poor days of Vince's booking, let's say the guy hits the finisher. You know the dude's going to win at some point, but he's not going to lose. But first of all, it's not going to go 18 more minutes. It might go 6. Because you just hit a guy with a finisher. It might go 6 total more moves.
Yeah.
But instead we get 18 minutes? What was the exact time? Was it exactly 18 minutes?
Yeah, 18 minutes.
Oh my fucking God.
Well, it's just like in Goldberg's run. There's a few guys that he squashed. He was meant to squash, and he fucking did.
Yeah.
3 moves, that's it.
Yeah.
And it was done. That was perfect. They could have done that with this. They could have done a 5-minute match and been fine.
Yeah.
And
but there was no reason to.
To do a 5-minute match?
Oh, you mean John and Will?
John and Will.
Okay.
Do a 5-minute match.
Now I'm with you, yeah.
Where he says, you know what? I'm going to fucking stick it to you, and I'm going to stick to you hardcore, and I'm going to take your fucking title. And he does it in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
No. He was fired up. He's a returning babyface. He's had time to recover. He's had time to think about it. Everything was set up to, like you said, 5 minutes, in, out, go to the showers.
And the crowd would have lost their fucking ever mind.
Yeah. And instead, they got exactly what they were expecting, and they didn't like it as much because they fucking sat there and they're like, we love long athletic contests. I'm like, so why are you silent by the end of it? Oh, wait, because they already popped you too many times, and you can't physically do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. It makes no sense.
How many times have you and I been to actually, the very first show you and I ever went to, by the end of that night, you and I had to find the energy to get the crowd back into it. Not that the main event wasn't a great main event, but people were tired.
Yeah.
It was a long show, and it wasn't even as long as this.
No.
Because we were there for what, about 3 hours total? It was about a 3-hour show.
Because
they had an intermission, didn't they?
The heavy show that we did the first time? The first one that we went to together?
Yeah, the Halloween show.
Yeah, there was a little intermission.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And we got the crowd riled up, and then our friend, Crander Key was there.
Yeah,
or before, well, when he was Cal, he had his little sign. I had my big sign.
But I'm just saying,
and
you two always comparing sizes. It's weird.
My sign was bigger.
Anyway.
And I don't have a wife to bitch at me about things.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Kathy just does it for you.
No.
Sure she doesn't.
What, make my signs?
We know she calls you stupid. But anyway.
No, she doesn't.
As he gets quiet.
No, she doesn't.
But I mean, Leroy, no, again, I just want to say, holy crap. You booked something that had been building for months to be a finishing maneuver in the opening 30 seconds. Then you went 17 more minutes, and the guy still didn't win. So what you've told me is that Jon Moxley can only die from gunshot wounds.
All right, Jon Moxley says, excuse me for a second, goes to the middle of the ring, drops his pants, takes a shit, and that's the match, because
it might as well be.
It was a shit match.
It would stink as much as this and be more entertaining. All right.
Next up, and we talked about this earlier too, and why now at almost the end of the pay-per-view, The Trios World Championship.
They waited until the
conglomeration.
They waited till the second to last match.
Yep.
To have a 6-man title match. I swear to God, when I saw this come on, I was like,
why?
What in the hell are we doing? What in the... And like you said, Leroy, if it was due to injury, I get it. Then do it on the pre-show.
It should have been on the pre-show.
Because no one would have cared.
But yeah, no, and the Dogs got the titles, got the Trios on Collision. And they went against the conglomeration, and
which I get it.
Which I
get it. Collision wasn't filmed the night before. So, but the problem is based on your television, they had it for less than 24 hours.
Yes. And it was Gabe Kidd that got hurt.
I think it was Gabe. Yeah.
Yeah. And
because Gabe's been doing too much bullshit with Darby.
Yeah, and he possibly dislocated his shoulder, and it was down 3-2, and they won. Maybe they did pivot because of that injury, and they got the titles. But Leroy, what the hell is the point?
But Leroy, explain to me why you wasted the return of Kyle, and you made this big thing. Because by the way, the entrance to this was insanity. Orange Cassidy's like on a couch. There's a huge stage.
I saw that.
So it was kind of a cool entrance. But like, why is that the second to last match? What are we doing?
Why reintroduce him at the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
There was no point to this match.
No.
They didn't need to have it, and he could return.
Nobody.
He could return on the Dynamite on next Wednesday.
Not only that, but it's like, Leroy, nobody would have known that Gabe was hurt until after Dynasty anyway.
Yeah.
And then they would have just been like, yeah, they got to vacate the titles. Then the conglomeration, like you said, could have just re-debuted Kyle in the middle of their television.
But they didn't need this title. They didn't need this title match at all in the pay-per-view.
No, and Leroy, you're missing the point. It was the second to last match.
Yeah,
how long did this go?
10 minutes.
Oh my! So we go from 18 minutes of Jon Moxley's bullshit, 10 minutes of this, and then almost 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 matches involved the title.
Fine, whatever, but what is...
Why?
But no, you're missing my point. Why was the 6-man match in the middle of the Continental Classic title and the World title? The last 2 matches on the card.
You know, it's funny to think about TV, to think about how one would... Even what we're doing right now, which could be classified as radio. How would you design your show? How do you put certain segments in certain places? How do you keep the flow going? Not everyone succeeds at it. You know, Marvel shows have failed because of it. When you think of shit like She-Hulk and like...
Hey, that was pretty good.
She-Hulk was good if you were a comic book fan.
I was gonna say I thought most of the show was pretty good.
Because it was the most accurate to the comic book.
But I get why some people didn't like. Well, certain criticisms I do understand why people didn't like it.
I also like the actress that played She-Hulk.
Well, Tatiana Maslany is great.
People were like, this can't be good. Why is she twerking? I'm like, have you read She-Hulk?
You know, and listen, it's all about
literally
how a viewer takes it and all that.
Yeah.
Right? The same goes for pro wrestling. If you are booking your, in this case, pay-per-view, you want to finish. Vince understood, as you talk about all the time.
Always go home happy.
Always leave them going home happy.
Yep.
Or at least wanting to see more.
We'll break kayfabe for 2 seconds. Jesse, that's why we got such a response at DPW when Eric lost the company, was because people were... You guys were there. They stared at the ring waiting for it to be over.
Right.
And then they realized it was over, and they were like, wait, what do you mean it's over?
Right.
Eric doesn't get some triumphant loophole or something? No.
You leave them going like, whoa, what the fuck's going to happen next? You want to get them hooked.
Yeah.
You know, I think instead of this
But in a match that is supposed to be a blow-off.
Oh, no. Let me get to it.
Yeah.
You see, because then at first... credit company, stop calling me. You guys will get your money eventually. People don't get in debt. Kids don't get in debt. I promise you, it's not fun.
No, it ain't.
Here's the thing. You know, you have these 3 title matches before you have that fucking weird Battle Royal. Really, the Battle Royal, if anything, should be after that weird-ass Young Bucks match.
Yeah.
If you really want to get a frenzy going into the rest of your show. Because then you have the Jon Moxley match. For those who don't know, I had to step out for a minute to take care of some stuff. You're partially right, but you're partially wrong. I mean, we did this show last week as normal. I would have said it's okay if the American government decides to lock him in a fucking loony bin, and I didn't have to see Jon Moxley for the next 7 months. To be honest, it'd probably be good for his daughter, just so he can get healthy. And this is not a shot at him, because I know he's sober.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a part of the fucking problem. I don't know. And
well, that's not good to say, but yes.
And then the world title match. This is MJF and Kenny fucking Omega.
Well, we're not even there yet because we still have to get through the fucking War Dogs bullshit.
I'm just saying, this is Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
that's the last one we're going to talk about here.
You would think you're going to leave him going home happy. And instead, the last 2 matches make you go, for the most part, unless you're a super sicko, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
They could have put anything. They could have put Darby and Andrade right there.
You can't control injury. Well, you know, unless you don't book your champion in meaningless matches where he ends up getting himself hurt because you guys don't actually like pace your matches enough to where he can protect himself.
Kyle Fletcher.
So you know, so now you're doing a battle royal to crown a champion. Now I don't mind the crowning of the new champion, as I said earlier, because you should be giving a young guy a chance to show what he can do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you mentioned earlier, this bitch is cursed. This championship, Leroy, is unbelievably fucking cursed. I think the light heavyweight championship in WWF was less cursed than this title.
No.
I believe Danhausen probably touched that title before he left.
I believe
AEW.
Danhausen would not touch this title and would be like, no, this curse is not one I can solve with your human monies. This thing is ugly.
You can't pay to fix the TNT championship.
He'd need a lot more than 20 human monies to get that.
Now, I don't know if you guys got to everyone that ended up involved in this match.
We did not.
The what one?
In the battle royal.
Well, while you were out, well, to be fair, while you were out, we were mostly on Ospreay and Moxley.
Do you want me to? They do have a list of the entries to that.
Well, then let me hop into this conversation.
Yeah.
The title match.
Regardless if Jon Moxley is trash or not, you know who I'm really mad at? Will Ospreay.
Because he allowed this.
You got so fucking mad at Triple H.
Yeah.
And then you go and prove him.
And Triple H, we said, was wrong for his part. It was petty on both your ends.
And yet, you proved him right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You proved him right. Yeah, the tough schedule thing and all that was petty. But the other shit that he got to, and he talked about on that same show, that same Pat McAfee interview was, sometimes some guys just feel like because of who they are, they don't need us.
Yep.
Sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're wrong.
But Will?
You're fucking dead wrong.
You're not even close.
Mm-hmm. You're off your fucking rocker. By the way, you were gone for over a year. Over a year, or close to it.
Yeah.
And then instead of really protecting yourself through this match, trying to have another banger or whatever you like to say, bruv, you go and do moves that could potentially put you back on the fucking shelf.
Yeah, and then you is it 1 or 2 hits to the steel steps?
Leroy, give me just a second. Hey, Zach!
Yeah?
Do you remember how much money he's being paid right now?
A lot.
The average is pretty fucking high.
Yes, it is.
And he almost put himself back on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to tell people, you're going to get pissed. I pushed Triple H's pettiness aside. The rest of the interview, he was absolutely fucking correct.
Mm-hmm. He had about a 15-second moment where he was a little too petty.
He was too petty.
And everyone said...
Too petty.
Too much.
It was too much.
The rest of that interview?
He was dead ass right.
Fucking spot on.
Because in WWE, he would have never fucking allowed you to do some of the shit you did in this match. Like, dude,
he wouldn't have had the match.
I just got you back. Why are you going to go out there and put your neck at risk again when I just got you back?
See, again, part of what you have to understand is, folks, we've worked.
It hurts my brain, to be honest.
Right? We've worked in wrestling. We've watched the conversations between talent and booking, and we've learned, and we've sat there, and we've said to ourselves, oh, because remember, there was a moment that me and another wrestler thought were going to be really cool and was going to be really awesome, and then we took it to the booker. And he looked at us and he said, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense based on what's happened up until this point. And we both looked at each other, and then we looked at the booker, and we were like, okay.
We're good.
Because he stopped.
And he also was trying to protect one of the people involved.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. He stopped. He made us think. And when we weren't in our stupid little boyish mindset of this will be really cool, because by the way, folks, everyone gets that in wrestling. We're not going to pretend like that doesn't happen to everybody. We realized, you know, he's right.
To be fair, he was protecting two people.
He was.
And I by the way, as he can come off sometimes, like I tell people, that's a good booker. He's trying to understand the situation, the story, and he wants to protect everybody involved.
Yes. But the problem is here, you have a fucking idiot for the booker who said, Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley needs to go 18 minutes. And I'm like, Will Ospreay's been gone for over a year.
We're the best wrestle. Okay.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Yeah.
Well, they should be called AEW NFL.
All Elite Wrestling, not for long.
Oh.
Because you ain't going to be around too long. You keep this shit up.
And now to the worst part about this, because we are going to move on. Again, the only way to beat Jon Moxley is with a gunshot to the head.
You have to kill him.
You have to kill him. Because Jesse, you were obviously out. You were dealing with something. I told Leroy, whatever Jon thinks he's imitating in wrestling, it either is a really poor version of what he thought Stone Cold was, or it's some character we've never seen before. Because Jesse, hold on, I want you to dive deep into your $9.99 a month for New Japan World.
Okay.
In what universe has there ever been a Japanese wrestler, name the company, I don't care, that was booked to, they took every finisher 4 times and still won the match? It's never existed in Japan.
I was gonna say it does. Usually a couple times you might take a finisher and kick out, but it's well timed, it's well done.
But there's also a ticking time bomb where you don't go, what was there, 17 minutes longer!
If my memory serves right, because the Styles Clash has not been kicked out of a lot.
No.
Very well protected move.
It's
Okada is one of the guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Okada, I think, did do it once.
Yeah.
But he did, in that same match, he did not do it the second time.
But he also didn't go 17 minutes after a Styles Clash.
No, that match went like 5
Like you said, Will opens this with the fucking hidden blade.
Right.
And then Jon kicks out, and then Jon wins 17 minutes later.
Like I told people, here's the thing, like, I still remember, and it's one of the better matches that Brock Lesnar's ever done, but I still remember the Brock Lesnar, big tall black dude.
Oh, Omos.
At WrestleMania. I'm like, that motherfucker F5'd Omos. Omos kicked out at 1. That match went 4.5 more minutes. He did not kick out the second F5. But that made the match feel cool and big, because then Omos gave him all this big offense and shit like that. And it made the match feel special. If you're going to do that, you got to know, okay, I gave him the hidden blade, he kicked out. If I give it to him again, that's it. Mm-hmm. We got to get out.
Yeah, if you're doing a match and you're both worn the fuck out and the guy hits the finisher on it and you both are laying there for a minute and it's a lazy cover and they kick out, okay, that's fine.
Also, Jon Moxley, I listen, yes, I'm guessing he kind of controls most of his booking, but
yeah, he needs
your boss books you like the Big Show in the late 2000s. This shit's terrible.
It is.
So he was face. So we finally got a cool dynamic that they weren't doing anything cool with. But the cool dynamic was the leader of the heel faction turned face. And so he was making his guys do face shit. And they were supposed to be leading to him getting kicked out of said group. And then he just turned heel. And this is a match where the rules are there can be no outside interference, which we didn't get. So this should give the babyface in the match a chance to win the match.
Leroy, Jesse and I were so angry about this. I will say, we unfairly gave you a slightly wrong interpretation of how the match started. So let me give you the proper one, because it's actually stupider than what we've been saying.
Well,
hold on. Hold on. So, Ospreay hits the hidden blade, right?
Yeah.
Then he stops. Doesn't even go for a pin.
True.
He points at an imaginary watch, kayfabing all of us, being like, I still got more time, right? So he's just fucking with us. So then he hits him again. John goes to the floor. Now, Jesse, what is the line I constantly rip on Tony Khan for? What is the baby's face supposed to be over the heel?
Smarter?
Yeah. Leroy, instead of going out and rolling him back in the ring to cover him, he rolls him back in the ring, goes to the top rope, hits him with a forearm to the back of the head again, and then he just starts pounding him with a ground and pound. He's not trying to pin him. He's not trying... The babyface is supposed to be smarter, but all you proved is that Will is an overly tempered child.
Yep.
That's the portrayal.
Yep.
And then they went 17 more minutes!
Yeah, makes no sense.
We can move on to
Well, the final match is
Yeah.
MJF retaining against Kenny Omega.
Jesse, Kenny's your guy, but this was not a good night for him.
39 minutes.
Kenny is a future Hall of Famer. Kenny is, and listen, I know guys like Jim Cornette and Eric Bischoff have certain feelings about Kenny. They're just wrong. Kenny was one of the best of a generation.
Yep. The definition of aura is either Shinsuke Nakamura debuting in NXT or Kenny Omega. Was it, Jesse, what's the famous photo? Was it the G1 win or was it the New Japan Cup win?
Right now, I don't care.
Fair enough.
You get MJF and you get Kenny Omega, and this was a sloppy fucking match, man.
For 30... Jesse,
39 minutes.
Leroy, for the first time in a while, and actually the last, like, almost 5 or 6 times that I've said this to myself, they've unfortunately been WWE matches, but this was the first AEW match in a while where I was just like, oh my god, can we please go to the ending? Oh my god, can it just be over?
39 minutes for a champ. Why?
Because they had the time?
I know, because they like their pay-per-views to go for like hours.
I listen. I'm not some of the people who are all of a sudden trying to turn on MJF. Talk about, man, maybe he's overrated. I just don't believe that in my heart. I think MJF.
He's getting a little one-trick pony, but he's not overrated.
But I do think MJF is one of the worst book champions I've ever seen. As good of work that he does.
Yeah. Worse than they did for Hangman.
Yeah.
Well, but see,
and Hangman's was pretty bad too.
Leroy, you have to understand. One of the two people we're talking about has the talent to overcome it. One of them's a useless fucking cowboy from West Virginia.
So he just hates Hangman. But
I know he doesn't like Hangman. That's okay.
Here's the problem.
I'm bored by Hangman.
But that's okay.
Here's the biggest problem with this match. One, it should have never happened.
3 weeks after.
Too early. Way too early.
Exactly.
This is one of the guys who should be a threat to beat your guy, and now we've just removed that.
Yep. Kenny Omega was interesting as a challenger for 3 weeks.
You're talking about we're still talking about the level of the devil. I don't know why. I don't know why he's still doing that.
Jesse, do you realize how pissed off I am every time he brings that up? Because I just want to look at him as a producer and be like, Max, we want people to forget that story.
Correct.
Happened.
Because the ending was shit.
Because
and then unfortunately the other guy ended up getting too sick to even finish the story.
Right. And by the way, you'll probably never get an ending to it.
Well,
so you know what you do with that? You move
retired.
on.
He's pretty much retired at this point.
He better be.
So
yeah,
we had the exit where once again we're either homaging Triple H or we're taking shots at him. Why is he even coming up in your show? Because remember, he's on a throne with a sledgehammer doing the devil thing as he goes down. So, like, what? Why? Why do we keep for your company? Why do we keep talking about
For
it?
Cody, it made sense in a way.
Back
in the original All-In.
During that original All-In, it made all the sense in the world.
And even Triple H just said on the "What Do You Want to Talk About" podcast,
He said he was proud
I was never mad at you for it.
I was proud of you.
Yep.
Because he was like, in my day, you had to take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You had to take a shot at the top guy. You had to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
He's like, I was proud of you. He's like, I'm sure your dad would have been proud of you for that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys constantly doing it makes no sense. Because here's the thing. Remember, when he initially returned, he signed a new contract.
Yep.
He did the fucking the jacket thing.
Yep.
All that and you were like, okay, that's kind of cool. All right, I respect it. There's too much constant references to Triple H from MJF.
It also doesn't make sense because Triple H never referred to himself. I mean, maybe once he did when he was fired up, but like, Jesse, his gimmick was never being the devil.
He was the game. None of his shit, he actually... The only thing he ever referred to himself as was the King of Kings.
Yeah.
Everything else was JR.
Yeah.
People seem to... The whole cerebral assassin, JR.
Yeah.
Slimy son of a bitch, JR. Like the only thing he ever referred to himself as was the King of Kings.
Yep.
And at that point, he was a 12-time champion.
And that was
so
just sort of him taking the game
right.
and evolving it.
Evolving the character further.
Yeah.
So, listen, MJF, you gotta stop referencing Triple H, man. Because, by the way, we all know you would go there if you can. You keep fucking in and up in fucking buildings with him.
Well, not only that. Not only that, but Jesse, there's no denying that something he doesn't kayfabe in the interviews, but he's in kayfabe. If Tony Khan wasn't paying him what he's paying him, he'd be there. And by the way, if you're motivated by money, I have nothing but respect for you at all. Like, I mean, 100%. Right. I respect that. But dude, stop pretending that if Tony Khan was only going to be offering you the minimal stuff, that you'd still be there.
Nah.
Stop pretending that
you're
there because you were able to swindle this dude out of more money than he was willing to give you.
Out of more money than probably WWE was going, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for it. But stop acting like you give a shit about this place if they're not paying you.
As we learned, a couple people have done that to WWE. It's smart. Use the other company as leverage.
Yeah.
But
fucking Adam did it.
Just what the fuck? Why are you still doing that? It's a Kenny.
Is this just the retirement road?
This is a sad swan song.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the shit with him and Swerve picks up because this is a really sad swan song. I hate it. But you would think because they're still in the same company, you end with him and Okada.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
That would be alright.
Well, that would be legendary, but
because
it's Tony Khan.
Because even if both of their arms fell off at the end of the match, you'd get a banger.
Oh, those two are at least, even now where they're both like over 40, you're like, yeah, this is guaranteed at least 4 stars. Their chemistry is just that great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's really disappointing about this championship match. I expected better from MJF and Kenny, and I got
40 minutes, yeah.
And I got like you said, I got a WWE main event out of you too. Aren't you guys supposed to be the best of the best? Like your title matches should go way over what they do, which we're gonna fucking find out on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And we're still doing shots at Triple H. It just disappointing shit, man.
All right, we got 2 things left. One is Leroy.
Yes.
We got a week left. How's WrestleMania season been for you?
I'm liking it.
Okay.
I'm disappointed by it.
A couple of things I'm disappointed at it, but I think.
But do you think it's the
stand and deliver?
I ask this every year. Is it because you actually think it's bad, or do you think the fans are just not willing to enjoy it?
I think.
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just asking.
I think some of the fans are doing that. They're poo-pooing on everything. I mean, they're the people they want at WrestleMania aren't going to be there, and they're whining whatever. And some people aren't liking how they're involving Pat McAfee with
that is
with
a bad
Cody.
thing. That is
it wasn't the greatest thing. Everything. the CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's fucking awesome.
Well, CM Punk and Roman Reigns have clearly gone to Ari Emanuel themselves and said, "Stay the fuck out of here.
We're gonna
I hope so.
Leave us the fuck alone."
Oh yeah,
Because we don't fucking need whatever you're doing to those two.
No, they're fine.
Oba and Brock Lesnar. Holy shit!
That's been the best build, and it's simple.
And they were teasing
Week to week, it has been simple.
Oh, I know. It's just simple. You look at each other and
what's
beat
been
the shit
really
out of each
cool
other.
is clearly Oba has not started to enjoy the smell of his own farts. He's definitely still letting Brock and Paul tell him what to do, and that's okay. Because why would you not want to listen to Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, who's done this a few times?
If Brock is doing a job for you on his way out of the business, you listen to what he's got to say.
He is. Always
you're going to make a shit ton of money.
Because it's funny. Because remember, Paul London did an interview with Chris Van Vliet recently, and Paul said because Chris said the first time we ever saw you on WWE television was a WWE title match against Brock Lesnar, and Paul said, "I'm not saying Brock and I ever became friends, but the more I just told Brock, okay, I can do whatever you want me to do." Brock gained a lot of respect for Paul that day because Paul was just like, all right, let's go.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's really how dude, getting along with Brock Lesnar professionally would be the easiest thing on the planet because you'd be put in there with him and you'd say, okay, how are we going to make a lot of money doing this? And Brock would just be like, okay. And then he would come up with something and you'd be like, okay. Or if you had a suggestion, there's a way to do it professionally. There's a way to do it respectfully. And if Brock still looks at you and says, nah, kid, we're going to do it my way, then you also sit there and you realize Oba Femi, despite the current star power, has contributed nothing to this industry in the way that Brock Lesnar has. That's just a fact. Brock Lesnar has almost 30 years.
Well, and Brock runs all his shit through Paul Heyman. So, like, if he's sitting there telling you what they're thinking, like, and you're an Oba Femi, you're just like, hey, whatever you guys say, I got it. I can execute, and which he's doing flawlessly. And because I told people, I think one of Brock's best feuds was Dean Ambrose. I mean, we did learn a little later. It took Dean some humbling to just fucking listen to what they have to say instead of being like, guys, can we do it this way? Because, like, let that guy work, especially if he's willing to sell for you, because Brock's a fucking billion... The dude's a $1 billion fucking act, really, if we're being real about it. But...
Dana White just couldn't figure that out.
Dana's an idiot. But, I have no respect for him anymore.
There's no reason to.
But...
I watched the White House event. Ugh.
I did not, for good reason.
Take the politics out of it, not a great card.
I heard that it was horseshit.
So, it's just one of those things. So, yeah, that build has been excellent. I do think the CM Punk and Roman stuff has been good. I don't think it's to the level it probably should be at, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's up there. I do love for the two lady title matches.
I was just going to great transition.
But I think the Stephanie Liv is better than the Rhea.
Well, Liv just made
so before we started our podcast.
Yeah.
There was a video that was released by WWE all across their platforms, and apparently Liv Morgan would like to be a pop star.
I can't get that 3
And
minutes.
I know what everyone.
I didn't see that. I should watch
that.
You're not missing much.
I am all about rooting for people's ambitions.
Yep.
I'm all about it.
But Justin, don't they have to be good at that ambition?
I believe Liv Morgan would be a great performer as a wrestler. I have seen enough fan interaction to believe she's a very good person. Enough interviews. And I don't need to know her.
She's a sweetheart.
Sometimes you can just tell from the heart, like, that's a good human being.
Yeah.
A pop star she is not. That shit was garbage. That shit was trash.
That was the worst Pussycat Doll
that shit was awful. Listen, there's going to be stands. They're already fucking... And there's going to be simps.
Was this after she got bumped on the head? I could explain a couple things.
No, because they previewed this thing on Raw like 3 weeks ago.
Well, it's the last week actually, but they showed a second of it, and we were all like, "What the fuck? That looks like Liv Morgan."
And then they released it today, and it's like,
woo! I didn't see that. I saw that teaser of all those. It was all those women.
Jesse, yes, Jesse. You know what I thought of? I thought of the ending of the song Douchebag from 2008's Golden Cobra.
Okay.
From Limp Bizkit, because Leroy, in case you don't know, there's a song on there called Auto-Tunage, and before Auto-Tunage is a song, I believe it's Douchebag, and the last 20 seconds is Fred Durst fucking around in the studio, I believe with who's the guitarist? I forget. I'm sorry.
Molly Crew or
No. Who's the guitarist from Limp Bizkit?
Wes.
Wes.
Yeah,
Wes. I believe he's fucking around with Wes, and he's got a auto-tuner, and he's going, how do you make songs with this? And he goes, and basically goes, yo man, we gotta put this shit to some heavy metal. I don't give a fuck. And then they go into auto-tunage. And I'm like, that's what this reminded me of, because if that's Liv's real singing voice...
What it reminded me of was when Paris Hilton did her thing.
God, yeah, that was horrible.
After her and Lionel Richie's adopted daughter were on that show.
Yeah.
Nicole Richie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I remember going, because I told you, I'm like, listen, I don't hate these two girls. They're rich girls. They're gonna do what they do.
Yeah.
I've gone to high school with these kind of girls. I get how they are.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's fine. Hopefully, either they grow out of it when they're women or they don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
But the song was trash. The production was trash, and I'm like, I really hope Paris has another shot at singing because this is horrible.
My first thought was, when did Disney officially buy WWE and force an album on the contract?
Oh, it would have sounded better.
Yeah, that's true.
Disney
had real production.
I truly hope, because the beginning of the song had a punk feel, so I was like, okay, it doesn't matter.
And then it just became a lot of porn.
And then she was a pussycat doll for some
That's
reason.
what I'm saying.
I'll have to watch this.
Don't. I'm not joking.
And then she did this
I'll
half
probably watch it
as
anyways.
Leroy, I know you've already had more minutes than all of us combined in your life. Don't waste 3 more of it.
This was butt cheeks.
I know, but I'm still going to have a lot more minutes, so I'm okay.
No. Let me explain, okay? I get it's easy to want to see some ass. I get it. But
Is it okay if I watch it when I'm taking a poop?
let me preach to you, my brother.
Just listen to me.
I'll listen to my brother from another mother.
Yeah, please.
I do.
I love me some cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
We all know I love me some cheeks.
He does.
Now I've stayed out of the strip clubs. I've gotten older. I'm more understanding of these things, and I still respect the workers.
Yes.
And in music videos, sometimes these women will show their beautiful bodies. I respect that. I truly do.
Yes.
The only reason you would watch this video is to goon. Musically, there's nothing there. Video-wise, there's truly nothing there. It's a waste of time. And the worst part about it is it's a half kayfabe song.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you really watched this. It's half kayfabe. She has a dirty Dom necklace.
Yep.
That she's flaunting in this.
Mm-hmm.
You get seriously. I'm gonna be real. And maybe you will, maybe you won't. But maybe you'll be like me. You'll get to the end of the video and you'll go, "I've never wanted Stephanie Fakir to beat somebody's ass more in my life." That's how I felt at the end of this video. A half kayfabe video as she tries to launch her whole music career, maybe. And I go, God, I actually kind of wish Stephanie Fakir destroyed her now at WrestleMania. I want this to be a squash match. I want Stephanie Fakir to make her bleed and then just walk out with the title. And I'll be like, well, now you can take on that music career. Because this, let me remind you what this will make you go, maybe I shouldn't watch it. Do you remember when Garth Brooks tried to be an emo guy?
Chris Gaines.
Yes!
Wow.
Terrible. Trash.
I love me Garth Brooks,
right.
But that was just...
It was trash.
I don't know what he was trying to do. Midlife crisis, maybe.
That was his fucking video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably stay with him.
No.
I'll make the kids watch it. I'll make the kids
You know what
watch
this
it.
was? This is whatever Tommy Lee tried to do after leaving Motley Crue.
Oh, you mean get naked? Yeah. Trash.
He said that to Pamela Anderson at work, but
Vince Neil has not taken care of his voice over the years, but he was definitely right in the behind the music interview.
He would have sounded better.
Yeah, when he said Tommy's off being a rapper, I'm like, yeah, and Tommy wants everyone to forget that he tried to be a rapper.
I'll get naked.
This is whatever Kid Rock was doing before he finally realized that Ba Wada Ba was where he needed to go musically.
So yeah, some of them first Kid Rocks.
I will separate the man's politics from the music, but let me be very clear. He hit gold, not just with the record, but he struck gold with Ba Wada Ba.
yeah, he
And
did.
he realized that's what he needed to do the rest of it. And then once he got a star, he could go back to Born Free, be a little more country, all that kind of stuff. But like before Ba Wada Ba,
it wasn't good.
it was not a fun time to listen to Kid. Let me be very clear.
That was clearly
Let
a
me be
rich
very clear.
generation.
All the people who are still able to separate the music from the politics, you already know. But all the people who are like now thinking he's all political, blah blah, go back before Ba Wada Ba, you might turn on him again. Because it was not good.
I think there's only a couple of matches that I'm kind of like to. The Vision and I Show Speed against Usos and
That's
LA
just
Knight.
that's just a match. That's just a match that I think is going to be better than expected. That's a match no one has any expectations
I
for,
don't know.
and Speed's going to do some stupid shit, and the crowd's going to go wild. I have no problem with that match.
I'm just not into it, man.
You also have to understand, Leroy, you don't get it, and that's fine. You're not in that world. Your son might know. I Show Speed's got a lot of motherfucking views.
To be fair, I Show Speed remember we talked about it 3 months ago. He's been training for a while. He had been training with Randy Orton.
He does.
Yes,
know,
he has been. Yeah,
Speed. Leroy,
I give
Leroy,
him credit for doing that.
What
I
you're
respect
saying,
that.
how you're reacting is actually going to be perfect because this is a match that they're going to have low expectations for, and it's probably going to be a halfway decent match, and the crowd's going to go crazy for it.
And hopefully, I Show might not be cursed.
It was funny because I thought Stephanie might retain.
Okay,
If
let
I
me
was,
be very.
if I was in the writing room, I'd be like, she should retain.
Okay, pause. Let me be very clear. Jesse will agree with me on this. I will be very clear about something. I Show Speed, unironically, is the best thing that's happened to Danhausen since he got to WWE. Because what he's done with his platform and Danhausen since he got cursed, bro, I'm sorry. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's on brand. I Show Speed credit.
I don't know.
He got Danhausen. He got Danhausen.
Well, he's getting cursed at like either I Show or Kit Wilson is getting the bad rap on the getting the curse.
Bro, that was the best thing on SmackDown.
I'm glad Danhausen won his first match.
That was the best thing on SmackDown.
By a long shot.
And I know Jesse will like when I say this too. I really, really hope they take the Bella Twins off and put somebody else in.
They won't.
They won't.
They already put the graphic up.
They haven't said yet
Yes, they have.
that she is cleared yet.
I
I haven't heard anything yet.
We'll know Friday for sure.
Yeah.
But
The fact they put the graphic up 2 weeks before tells me that she'll be.
Well, to be fair,
Hopefully.
though,
I hope so.
They have changed plans, but they promised them this match, so that as long as she's clear, this match is going to happen.
And
I know the fans would prefer they weren't in it.
I am morbidly.
I'm not going to lie. I don't give a fuck if they are or not. You want to know why? I want Io Sky versus Asuka.
Same.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that in the next
You can
pay
give
per
me
view.
no fucking build and be like, yeah, it's going to open night one. I'm like, nigga, I'm there. That's going to be a banger.
And by the end of it, everyone's going to forget there was no build because they don't need a build.
They didn't even build. Shut the fuck up and watch this genius happen. This is going to be beautiful.
And by the way, don't blink because in the first 5 blinks, you're going to miss half the match.
Whatever they do.
Because Asuka's been waiting to go that fast for a while.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are not happy that it's going to be Seth and Gunther because Braun is not able to wrestle yet. I love
Braun's clear, but there's no reason to just throw him into WrestleMania.
But I love the angle they threw with Gunther and Paul. Everyone's like, oh, they're in cahoots.
Gunther's going to ask Paul to retire Brock.
Yeah.
And I did say that.
That's
It's
where
a good
this is going.
possibility. Yes.
That's where this is going.
I do not mind the switch up because, yes, Braun Breaker actually is clear. So he's probably going to show up in Mania and cost Seth this match.
And let's be honest, if anyone thought that Rey Mysterio, especially after they purchased AAA, was going to allow them to do the mask versus hair thing in WWE, the only way that would have happened is if Rey didn't have AAA to go to.
Let me be clear. I'm happy they're not, though, because
It belongs in Mexico anyway.
No, it's not even that. They just have not built WrestleMania very well, and they have not shown this feud enough.
Right, I agree.
So, leave it where it is, because it works.
I think down Triple H, and same with the original and new El Grande Americano with their Masters match.
It will be Chad Gable losing.
And by the way,
yes, it will be. Yes.
And by the way, to all the people who think they know Lucha, no, Chad Gable disrespected Octagon because Octagon said okay, his face wasn't shown, everything's fine.
Yeah, he got fucking booed so hard.
Yep.
And that's.
But Jesse,
I totally understand
but
why.
Jesse, it just goes to show that Chad Gable is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, Chad Gable. They started playing music. He was gonna lock the ankle lock and fucking walk with his girlfriend, bro. I'm like, bro, he's a super heel down here.
He may not make it out of Triple Mania.
So proud of our Minnesota boy Chad Gable. He's doing
you gotta give Chad credit. He came back and he's like, "Oh great, here comes the typical WWE burial." They gave him an option. He went and did it. It's been the best shit.
Here's the thing: they probably pitched it to him as he was almost healthy. Like, why don't we just finish this, and then we can at the Mania we can actually get you in on some shit that you wanted to do because. Remember, he got hurt, and then Ludwig started doing the thing.
Yeah.
So it was just like, well, it's a built-in story.
And by the way, to all the people, once again, who think they know Lucha, who aren't watching, Mexico is not mad that El Grande Americano may continue for a little while longer.
They love
it.
Fucking love that shit.
But you know, I think that ladder match for Intercontinental match on night 2 is going to...
Oh, it's going to steal
Before we go on.
That is going to steal the show.
Jesse, a gimmick that should have always been considered racist, should have never worked, and should have died when the guy got hurt, is going to continue in Mexico, and they love it. What the hell happened?
Ludwig has done a fucking fantastic job.
And he can speak so well.
Actually, it's probably the best thing he could have done because I don't know where he was going after he was separated from Gunther.
Yeah.
So this actually has worked out really well.
As a single wrestler, he's great.
The only person I feel bad for is Fabian Eichner. This nigga lost his job for a woman he ended up dumping anyway, cheating on. And then I'm like, well, damn, somebody should get Fabian his job back. But I digress.
Yeah. But no, the ladder match gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
gonna be absolutely amazing. I still got Penta coming out of it.
Oh yes, yeah. Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD Madonna.
You said Penta last week, so are you flipping?
Rusev and Rey Mysterio.
I am starting to think they might want to put this thing on
Javon?
the young OG.
I don't think so.
I think they would want to, but I will say this. You could spin Penta into Javon after the ladder match. Mm-hmm. And by the way...
Because, Javon's going to do some crazy shit in this match, for sure.
Well, not only that, but guys, stop with the whole Penta... Guys, Penta gets the big entrance every single week. Literally every single week he gets the giant entrance. Clearly, this was the right career move instead of wrestling on a show where the production is like Ring of Honor from 2005.
That conversation.
Do you want to go down the card and give our picks for WrestleMania or no?
We can quick and get out of here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, no. I have one more topic after that.
And I got to give you shit.
Okay.
You know why.
Go ahead.
All right, the 6-man tag with the Vision and Usos.
Baby faces.
The Usos and LA Knight. Okay. Yeah. You think that so too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a celebrity match. Danhausen, I think, will be a part of it in some way.
Possibly, yes.
But no, IShowSpeed is a heel in this scenario. They don't want to see it. LA Knight is going to get this win. I think it's going to be what propels him into where Triple H is going to finally get him going.
Pull that trigger?
Yeah.
There we go. Next up is on night 1 is the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Jacob's getting this win.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah.
Especially after what just happened on SmackDown.
Because one thing that I've definitely learned is despite what the sickos say, Drew McIntyre doesn't care, I think, if he ever wins another feud again. I just think he wants to not be bored.
I think he just enjoys interesting stories, but he'll win another title for sure.
Oh, yeah, I would think so. Next up is for the women's world title with Stephanie Vicker and Liv Morgan.
Shit, after today, man.
After today, I want Liv Morgan to be left with a chair, and I want Stephanie to say something in Spanish that says "twerk on that bitch" or something.
If it ain't Stephanie, I'm gonna have to get some Jet fans together. We might have to do a sell the TKO to Arya, man.
Jet fans got nothing to do because you guys are free until 2035.
Fuck you.
I think there might be a title change there. Get Liv getting it, but
it's still 50-50 for sure.
Next up is AJ and Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Women's title.
The more interesting thing is AJ retaining, but I don't see
that. That is the more interesting thing, but I do think AJ's done with her long run of her part-time style schedule, and but I will also say this: I am impressed that President Trump has done such a good job in this feud.
Becky is brilliant, though.
Which is weird because I think Becky politically aligns with him, but she also knows that he's dumb.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah. Could be a title change there. If not at this one, the next pay-per-view for Becky.
Yeah.
All right. Now that's the Fatal 4 for the Women's Tag Championship. Who do you think is going to win that one?
I would leave it on the big gals.
I'm not going to lie.
The Irresistible Forces?
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It might give this to Bayley and Lyra.
With the way they've been building.
Yeah.
To be...
Well, because really the ones who they've been building to do this is Alexa.
And I was just going to say...
That's true, yes.
But I will say this. The longest, most consistent, most interesting story coming into this four-way...
Is Bayley and Lyra.
That is true. I agree with you there.
I also think that...
Remember, because they did this story... And yes, it was kind of last minute because Becky got cleared. But they did the story...
Well, that's my thing. I think because of what happened with Becky...
Yeah.
I think because of what happened with Becky the last time Lyra won, I think they're going to give Lyra a longer reign this time before squashing her with Bayley.
Right.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I've got... But here's the thing. To go back to my original point. While I think Bayley and Lyra are going to get it, I don't think it hurts to leave it on the Irresistible Force.
They're doing... Listen.
They're great.
Better than anything in AEW.
I put it... Even without Nia... Man, Trick Willie's girl is doing so good right
now.
She's excellent.
She is.
And by the way, Alice and I say this every time she's out there, and I think it needs to be said every time on a podcast. I give Nia Jax a lot of credit.
Yeah.
She looks great. I guarantee you she feels better too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's looking good.
Right now, she's having the best. She's at the best she's ever been in her career for sure.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. All right, next up we got Seth versus Gunther.
And
we didn't.
It'll be Gunther.
We highlight Gunther.
It'll be Gunther because
Braun Breaker is getting.
Braun is going to come back
Braun's
and get
gonna
revenge.
Cost him, but also in terms of a win-loss, this is the only way that Gunther winning is the only way Gunther can get Brock.
Get to Brock, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
If he loses, Paul Heyman has no use for him.
Right.
All right. And main event of night one is Cody versus Randy, and they do have a stipulation here.
It better be Randy.
If Orton loses, Pat McAfee will leave the professional wrestling business.
You know it's stuck up. It probably will be, and it should be Randy.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with Pat.
Thanks to their fucking booking, I'm like, I don't want to see Pat McAfee the next 7 months.
Right.
Fuck me.
He might not be there. I don't know. But
this was a really weird pivot because... And here's why it's been weird, and I've been waiting until our WrestleMania review to say this. You had a guy that actually worked for a long time, was booked well, everyone was like in on it, and then for some strange reason you made a pivot that A, made no sense, B, was unnecessary, and C, has come off hokey, is the only way to put it. It's just hokey. Yeah. It's weird. Because Pat had already ingratiated himself into the wrestling fandom. You didn't need this.
You really didn't need
don't.
this.
And not even just TKO's
the only thing
stupidness
that made
with
the
the
phone call
celebrities.
thing interesting was like the thought of like it being The Rock or Kevin Owens. Like you were like, actually that could make this very interesting for
because
you.
Remember, the whole story on the internet was everyone who was in the ring with Cody at WrestleMania 40 has now turned on him.
Right.
Pat wasn't in the ring.
No.
Hell, you know what would have been kind of interesting to me? And I'm not joking? Sammy.
Right.
Sammy would have been a better choice.
Right.
But again, unfortunately,
the Kevin Owens thing was interesting because Kevin was a heel before he got hurt. And the interesting part was, remember, Kevin's big thing was Cody's a liar and a manipulator. So that him being the phone call actually would have made it more interesting.
So unfortunately, folks, I have to sit here,
and
I'm getting tired of this, but I have to sit here and I have to ask all fans of 13 Card Subject Change, we love you, by the way, $1 on Patreon. You have to once again give Triple H another chance, another pass, and hopefully some old rich dude will not get in his way for a 15th fucking time.
You really got to give him a break on this. This
is you can't tell me, and Dave Meltzer, I guarantee, will report differently, but you can't tell me that Triple H's first, second, and third choice, hell, his ninth choice, was Pat McAfee?
Not a chance in hell.
There's no fucking way.
Not a chance in hell.
I bet my mortgage on it.
Because it literally makes no sense. It literally.
And if there's one thing Jesse will always say, even if it was bad, Triple H has made sense a lot.
Even when the decision to me doesn't work, I'm like, I get why he might have tried to go here.
Yeah.
It's the execution's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, night 2.
Uh-huh.
Oben Brock.
Over for me. 6 minutes. Big meaty men slapping me, and the black guy finally gets the win over Brock. We've been waiting for it for like 10 years. But the black guy gets the win.
Yeah, 2 meaty men slapping meat for about 5-6 minutes.
The black guy.
All I'm gonna say is, if you want my prediction, just insert a black choir singing about the old slave days and how they're gonna overcome, and that's pretty much what this is gonna look like.
Insert Kofi Kingston.
All right.
Get revenge for all of us.
There we go.
Insert this little light of mine. I'm
right.
It's a great song. My little girl loves that song. Ladder match for Intercontinental Championship. I think Penta.
Penta's probably going to retain.
Here's the deal. I don't think you can go wrong with anyone except for Ray.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I'm like, besides Ray, you could probably put this.
If Rusev wins, it's the Zack Ryder situation where like it'll be fun for the crowd there, and he won't hold it long. If it's Penta, who's gonna care?
Plus, if it's Rusev, you give him something.
Exactly. If it's Dragon Lee, I don't think anyone's mad about that.
No.
And if it's Javon, I mean that's just kind of the obvious choice.
Yeah. I don't think Javon's gonna get it. No, not yet. Not yet.
One thing that kid isn't doing, and he's clearly got a smart base around him, that kid is not sitting there being like, all right, let's keep this gravy train faster. It's like, no. You're on a good pace. Don't fuck it up.
He seems like a really good kid.
Well, he is.
Really good young man.
Who's humbled by what he's getting, not getting a big head over what he's getting.
Just like wants to do right by everyone.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
All right.
It also doesn't hurt that he's talented beyond all help.
Right.
Then we get the Women's Championship with Jade Cargill against Rhea Ripley.
I'm almost certain more than ever Jade's going to retain this title.
Yeah.
I believe Jade's.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt Rhea for losing.
No.
Also, unfortunately for Rhea, the more pictures I see of Bianca Belair, the more I'm like, yeah, you ain't winning the Mania, honey.
Yeah.
They gonna get their payoff for Bianca and Jade.
I'm gonna enjoy that when it happens. Next up is Sami Zayn against Trick Williams.
It will probably be Trick. I get the complaints for the triple threat because you could still get the same result.
But for those of you that didn't watch NXT, when you get Carmelo versus Trick, you won't care.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a big time for you.
Oh.
But it's going to be weird, though, because they're going to do a double. I think they are going to do a double turn here.
Yeah.
That could be, yes.
So.
Yeah.
But it'll be Trick Willie.
Yep. Next up is going to be the Demon is going to come back and fight Dominic
I actually
Mysterio.
agree with Allison. I'm glad that they didn't pretend like this was going to be Finn versus Dominic. And the reason being is because Allison even said it. And it's almost like she's been listening to us forever, or she just... Hey, sickos, kind of gets it from being smart.
She also loves Finn.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
Yes.
It was obvious this was going to happen, so why would Triple H pretend?
By the way, let me be clear here, though. You know what Finn needs more than ever, the Demon does? He's got to whoop Dom's ass.
Yeah. Unfortunately...
This has to be a squash.
And actually, I say unfortunately, but I say it doesn't... It's not unfortunate because first of all, Dominic's already had a lot of great WrestleMania moments. Unfortunately, I think to really make Finn ready for that eventual singles run that Triple H still wants to give him before he's on his way out, I think the Demon, 10 minutes of just beating the fuck out of Dom?
Maybe a quick 7-minute fucking just beat
It'll be
down.
a quick one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you there.
Because remember, JD's also in the ladder match. So you can actually, by process of elimination, this is now just a one-on-one.
Right.
So.
Yeah, nobody would interfere. And last match of the night is going to be a CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
So let me spoil it for you. I'm going to go with CM Punk.
Yeah.
By the way, this is what also pisses me off about the Pat McAfee thing.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling it for anyone. Everyone has seen some of the rumored reports. I'm just going to... This is all rumor. Apparently, The Rock actually is free for fucking WrestleMania. So we're gonna see all them goddamn cousins show up. But I think The Rock's gonna cost Roman. I think that's the story beat they're gonna go with.
You know that's the thing.
And
for
possibly
me,
set up for
that's
next
the thing
year
for
at
me is
WrestleMania.
Or maybe SummerSlam.
Whilst we can clearly blame Ari Emanuel for Pat McAfee,
Absolutely.
we also have to blame Dwayne because you 2 years ago inserted yourself and you didn't clear your fucking schedule for it.
Right.
The problem why Rock is
That
starting
guy.
Yeah, that
the
guy.
problem why Rock is starting to get so much heat is because wrestling fans don't like being lied to, and you lied to them when you said this is still the most important thing in my life. Nobody was angry that you left and you grabbed the iron while it was hot. You struck while a black man was able to become the biggest star in Hollywood. Nobody was mad about it. But unfortunately, now you're coming back and you're literally Hollywood Rock. But in real life.
He should take that hair off that went on his head to swerve.
Now, I do want to be clear about something. I think there's something very fun that's going to happen. Though you should have just did Solo versus Uncle Howdy Night 1 so you can lead into this.
Yeah.
But I think The Rock's going to take control of the MFTs.
Okay.
So we're going to get that story beat.
But is what's his name? Is Tama still gonna leave?
They're going to kick Tama out.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, Tama was just like, I'm done with the Wyatts. I'm handing him back the goddamn
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
And then they're still doing the street fight on Friday, so we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
The Rock's going to cost Roman here, but I don't think Roman would have it any other way.
Yeah.
One of his last big opponents being his cousin.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, it never needed to be for the fucking title to begin with.
No, never.
Dwayne.
Unfortunately, Triple H's biggest hurdle has unfortunately it's surpassed it. It's not Vince. It's not TKO. It's been Dwayne.
By the way,
It's been the biggest headache he's had this whole time.
talk about a partial exoneration for Triple H. The text that came out where he's just like, hey, are these guys going to tell Vince to fucking get out of the weeds? Like,
Yeah.
he's still fucking interfering and creating. It's not, I'm like, he was basically, it's not helping. We have these plans, Nick, and then every time I show up, I gotta go see what the fuck Vince needs.
Yeah.
I'm like, partial exoneration again, that this man, it doesn't matter if that's his father-in-law, even he knew, like I said, his daughter knew it, which is why when she took over the company,
She said, "Get out of here, Dad."
She tried to talk him like, Dad, just retire.
I will never in my life understand how you can be so arrogant, so rich, and so bloody fucking stupid all at the same time that you don't look at the first week you own something, make $1 billion fucking dollars, and that was before they were done counting the money, and then turn around and be like, well, we gotta insert this, do that, do this, do that. I have never in my life...
Vince is a control freak.
I'm not even talking about him, I'm talking about Ari.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will never in my life understand how anyone looks at something. Dude, let me be very clear. If we owned something that made money like that, I'd be like, Jesse, wake me up at 10 a.m. every day because you know what? I'll be a millionaire by the fucking 9 a.m. mark.
WWE was so hot for a moment.
Triple H, when he's been unabated, when he's been
does really good creative.
And the company made ratings and money and fucking merch.
When he's not being interfered with, they do really good.
And the man has taken so much unnecessary heat from the internet when he's never been the problem.
But you know what? I'm waiting. This Raw today will be good, but I'm waiting for
the Raw after.
The Raw after
maybe when Ari realizes he has the lowest attended 2-night Mania ever.
The group of NXT people that could show up on either Raw or SmackDown day,
or
in the negative, the amount of celebrities Ari could fucking want.
SmackDown's gonna be fucked after Mania, but Raw will be interesting. But yeah, and to let people know, I don't know yet if I'll have the camera to set it up so we can do it, but the hope is at Zach's house we will be doing a lot of reaction for us.
Now, last topic of the day that I have for you two boys. The man put the tweet out there. He's got thick skin. I want you guys to go all the way back in wrestling. I want you to go back to the days of old, and I want you to go to today. Any wrestler, any company. Does Dustin Rhodes make your top 500?
Yes. He makes my top 30. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
He makes my top 30 easy.
Really?
I actually might put him at 25, right at 25. Yeah.
I don't even know if I've got him in that 500.
I gotta be honest.
I'll be honest.
I do.
I'm like, listen, Vince. I understand why Vince did not see that character as a WWE champion.
Yeah.
But the natural could have been.
Really?
I think the natural could have been a world champion in any company. I
love Dustin's career. I love everything he's ever done. I even liked Black Reign.
I'll be honest. I do think like Cody has just always been the better athlete. He's better.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt in my mind if Cody decided not to enter pro wrestling and Dustin was the heir apparent, Dustin did a great job following his dad.
I don't know if he makes my top 500.
Man, I listen.
I'll be honest with you. If you take totality of career, he's a great worker. He's a great this. He's a great that. But if you want me to be honest about a top 500 list where I have to take in potential and results, I don't know if he makes it.
I saw a lot of that argument online, yes. But
because in my opinion, I hate to say it, even with poor booking decisions by every booker that's ever existed, he's behind anyone that ever won a world title.
Yeah.
Except for maybe David Arquette, but again,
I'm
talking serious here.
Listen, no, even more than David Arquette, I think he's a better. He would have been a better world champion than fucking Goldberg for sure. He would have been a better world champion than fucking.
But I'm talking about a top 500 that has potential and results. They have to have mattered. Are we going to pretend like Goldberg isn't a top 10 all-time character?
I am. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Let me ask you, Leroy.
By the way, and I mean this with love when I say this. Fuck you, fuck your future kids, fuck your current kids, fuck every kid out there. Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Fuck you back, but I agree. I love you, my brother.
I don't mean to fuck the kids, of course I do. But it's just like, fuck Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg is up there for character-wise, and at the moment, he was good. Unfortunately, if
black people have
if he had better skills, it would have been good. It would have been better.
People, we have naturally, for some reason, just never liked Brock Lesnar. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you from the bottom of my heart as a New Yorker, fuck Bill Goldberg.
But I give I could put him in my top 30.
Yo, I got no. I would, man.
I understand.
Who was the happiest man when fucking Bret Hart started trashing him again on that goddamn documentary? Me. I'm like, let Bret shit talk him the next 20 minutes. But this is a 5-star fucking documentary.
But I'm talking again. Every company
even when
top 500 all time.
Even when I line up all the world champions in my brain, including women, he still ends up in my top 25 for 3 reasons.
Are you including Japan?
Yes, the Goldust character is so fucking beloved. People don't even realize that. And by the way, even though he's not gay, It was one of the first ones that gay fans got into.
Transgender, but yeah.
In gay fans.
Yeah.
He was.
Number 2. I've always said...
To think you actually could... Like, here's the deal, though. To think that there was a time on television where you actually got away with transvestite was actually hilarious.
Goldust was incredible. By the way, remember, it was treated as a very serious, sick character.
True.
Yes. Yes.
Now, yeah, so Booker T became the comedy thing, which, by the way, is legendary.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That was awesome.
As the natural... I don't think he got enough respect.
I could give you 25 guys off the top of my head that are better than Dustin all time.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
That's fine. And your list would be inadequate. But
most of those guys are Japanese.
And your list would be inadequate.
There you go.
I'm joking with you, but I think for me the reason I would put him out about 25 is because he's the character work he did is so influential to a lot of the guys you see. Now, of course, a lot of the guys are influenced by Bray, but the biggest influence to him outside of his own dad, Goldust.
Yeah.
He always said, he's like, yes, Taker was one of them, but Goldust was the main one. Because he went, shit, you can do something outlandish in pro wrestling, and you can come up with stories for it, and people love, and it got.
Because I got a list that includes not only women, but it also includes tag teams and and all these things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Top 25.
I respect you. I respect you.
Top 25 for me. Because I also think about this: 52. He's 52 right now,
and he's still going.
And he's one of the best wrestlers still on the fucking planet.
Well, I'm not taking away from the dude's status and ability and this and that, but, like, results have to matter.
And like I told people, for me, I guess if you don't have him in your top 500, that's fine. He did ask the question. But I also go, like, if you don't even have him in your top 500, then, like... I really need your top 100 like written down for me.
Shit.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might actually do this for you guys, and I might create my own little mini series where I like release a certain number every couple of shows, or like maybe do it on like a YouTube series. But like, I'll be honest,
definitely do that.
I would have to sit down and I would actually have to write out names because I'll be honest, when I say I don't know if he's in my top 500, I actually need to open the wrestling textbooks that I have. I need to open Wikipedia. I need to open everyone's websites. I kind of want to transition into like a YouTube series or something.
Yeah,
but like,
that'd be good.
But like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. And don't get me wrong. It's obviously, as he asked, a personal preference.
Right.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Jesse knows me, and again, I always try to say this to people, and they always give me shit because they're like, well, you're, stalling. And I'm like, no, if you ask Jesse, I really can't look at things without the analytical brain because I'm willing to give people that I don't have personal respect for the love and appreciation that they did things.
Sure.
There's a lot of athletes where I could say, as people, go fuck yourself.
Because here's the thing.
What you did has to matter.
Because, of course, for me, Hayabusa, Inoki, Okada, they're above him.
I'd say Dynamite Kid's above him.
Motherfucker. Whoa. Oh, British. Sorry, I was thinking of 1, 2, 3 Kid for a second.
No!
I love Sean Waltman. He's not above Dustin Rhodes.
No.
I don't know if Sean makes my top 500.
Sean probably makes my top 200. And that's just because I'm half Minnesotan at this point, so I do love him.
Yeah, X-Pac.
But
I might actually argue X-Pac above Dustin, but that's only because, like I said, to me, I think X-Pac has a slightly more memorable career.
No.
You know what?
I have to disagree.
I know we gotta get out of here. We might have to do a list here and see, because I do not put X-Pac for me above Dustin.
Yeah, Zach, I think you should do that. Either put it on YouTube, put it on our Patreon.
Something we have to come up with something because for me, there's no. I'm thinking there's no way I put, and I love Sean. There's no way I put any of his characters above Dustin.
You can do that, put it exclusive on Patreon, and have it come out later on YouTube.
I'll be controversial right now before we even do it, and I know people are going to talk about this statement. I love Kevin Nash. He's not above Dustin to me.
I gotta disagree on that.
He's not above Dustin to me.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
And I think Kevin Nash is one of the most underappreciated champions of all time.
We gotta get out of here, but I have to ask. Okay, if we're gonna do this, are we thinking with our hearts or are we thinking with the results that have to matter? Because in my opinion, the results have to matter.
Yeah, no. So it's results, it's influence, and it's accomplishments. So yeah, I think for
and I love Dustin. Don't get me wrong, Hall of Famer in at least 2 companies. 3 actually.
I'm about to say probably 3.
He's a 3. Actually 4 because I didn't even include the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even thinking Cauliflower Alley. So he's at least a 4-time Hall of Famer in my book.
I think Dustin is.
Oh boy.
Because of course little brother Cody has accomplished way more at this point and things of that nature, but. I don't even think, I keep telling people, besides his father's name, I don't think Cody gets a shot the way he does without his big brother.
Yeah, but you got to understand.
I agree with you there.
I mean, we're talking, all I'm saying is that I'm still shocked that you got 25. What's your top he might make? 50, you said?
No, he's in my top 30.
Top 30.
Yeah.
So you guys are in the 25 to 30 range, and we're talking, so you guys are telling me All Japan, New Japan, the Carolinas, the Florida Championship Wrestling.
I don't know much about New Japan, so mine there'd be a few in there, but everybody else.
We're talking AWA, NWA.
Yeah.
You don't have 29. You don't have 30 guys from all that are better than Dustin Rhodes.
No.
Again, I'm not trying. Again, I don't want to come off as the negative Dustin guy here. I'm just trying to say, for me, I don't know if he makes the top. I'd have to sit down and actually write it out.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Okada. By the way, I always talk about how those change all the time.
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
Sean's always up there.
Rick's top 10.
We get to the Ric Flair. We get to Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold. By the way, this is not even in the order.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Orton's definitely in my top 10.
Oh, yes.
Cody Rhodes.
You didn't even say John Cena.
John Cena. I was getting there.
Again, as much as we hate it, John Cena has 17 world titles.
Dude, last week, somebody asked me my top 10, and I put John Cena at 3, and I went, that's the first time I think I've ever put John Cena in my top 5.
And that's fair. You're still in that little grace period of you retired.
Well, with him retiring, and then like everything he's doing now, just back in Hollywood, I'm just like, he really was a GOAT, and it was a damn shame the way he was booked, so I could have appreciated it more.
Yeah.
But he really is a one of the GOATs.
I will say this because I personally think it needs to be taken out of context or taken out of the picture right now and then. I am 100% putting him above the Vince McMahon character.
Oh, Goldust?
Dustin's going above Vince. That's not a question.
That was
the Vince character is important.
It's his ego trying to.
Yeah.
Although I will say, wrestling needed. Stone Cold needed Vince. I just don't know if everyone needed Vince.
Vince Russo could eat a dick, as far as I'm concerned.
Vince Russo being a former WCW champion is the biggest snake. David Arquette has been forgiven because of that.
He could eat the longest porn star black dick available, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. So we got. I'm thinking of Bull Nakano would be within my top 20. Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Well, if you got Trish, how far away is Lita?
Not too far behind.
We're gonna save this for a different show. This might take up another 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah.
Thank you all so very much.
Wait a minute. Did you watch that video that was released by DPW just this last week here?
So really quick.
That was it.
Number one. It was great to see Zach get shut the fuck up twice by 2 different.
No, that was more than once. That was like 3 times.
It was truly wonderful because he's an asswipe. Number 2. Big ups to Eric. Tired of the shit, wants to get his company back. I respect it. Number 3, big ups to Paul for accepting the challenge, To be fair to him, he has beat every challenge that's been put in front of him, even if he's needed help.
I think he would have been a real gentleman if he would actually shook Eric's hand, but...
That's okay, hey, each other, that's fine.
You can sit there and you can say that, but Eric Eric said he would take the meeting, which I perfectly set up. Everything seemed fine. And then Eric came in the room and blew up everything.
So here's how
Totally unprofessional.
Shut up, Zach. Hey, everyone! Next week
That's his only comment for that. Wow.
We got a couple great shows coming up for WrestleMania. Don't worry about what Zach has to say. We love you all.
And if you go find the video and talk shit about him, if you want.
Patreon.com/Start Your Car Subject to Change podcast, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.